Why, hello there, gamers! How are we doing on this fine afternoon? We are back with more Resident Lover. It's been a minute. It's time to do our third route. What the freak is up? You are right, Venter. Yeah, we're going to hell. That's for sure. So as voted by, I combined the YouTube and Twitter votes. The next route we're doing is Cassandra's. You caught what Miguel had. Oh no. Alright, let's start a new game. Be advised, gamers, there for these trigger warnings. Alright. So I'm gonna skip the beginning, of course, because we've read it in the first route. If you haven't checked out the first route, which is Lady D's route, it is on my YouTube. There's a whole playlist. And we've done Daniela's last time. Alright. Pretty sure I remember which one is Cassandra's. Is it art major? Let me check again. Let me double check, because I do have a guide to determine what the route was. I'm 90% sure it's art major and then you pick theater. But I want to double check. Okay. Yeah, art major. Majority of students on this campus are enticed by this major. Some might even go so far as call it the lifeblood of the university, but not all can handle it. Do you think you can succeed where countless others have failed before? Yeah, I think yeah, okay. Because this is what I had to do for Lady D's. Yeah, we're doing theater for Cassandra's route. Theater it is. I apologize that I don't know how to read 90% of the time. But I will do my best, chat. After your earlier classes of the day are complete, you head across campus to find the theater. When you get to the building, your jaw drops open. The building looks like something straight out of a book on royalty. It stands tall with a domed ceiling. The columns that support the arches are decorated with leaf and vine designs. Vine sauce reference? We're gonna see Germa in this theater? There is a grand stone path that leads up to massive double doors and a small water fountain in front that gurgles quietly. The inside is even more impressive with plush red carpeting and velvet red walls. The interior reminds you of a Baroque vampire's house. Ornate lanterns serve as lights, their dim glow making the place feel almost ethereal. Yeah, this is the Germa run, actually. Where's the Vine Sauce dating sim? I joked about playing like Asagao Academy, which is the normal Boots dating sim, but I feel like that would just jinx everything since that all kind of went to shit after Asagao was made. Students mill around the area searching for their classes. Some are similarly don't clip any of me not knowing how to read. As entranced as you by this building, while those who have been here for years simply walk past, not sparing a second glance at the expensive oil portraits hung on the walls. You'll get there. The place is expansive, and you get lost trying to find your elective class. The class is being held in the auditorium, and when you finally find it, you push open the heavy wooden double doors. Light filters through, and you stand at the top, looking down upon rows and rows of red seats. Students have filled the seats at the bottom, so you scurry down, gaping at the stage. It is massive, but empty for now. We did a case in Master Detective Archives that took place in a theater. Hopefully there's no murder going on over here. You wonder what productions will take place here this year. And a spark of youthful excitement hits you. High school, you would have loved to have acted on a stage like this. Oh, were we an annoying theater kid in high school? See, we didn't really have theater kids at my high school. Like, legitimately no one cared about theater at my high school. It was not something that people cared about. I think there was maybe like 15 kids total in the theater class. Not even like, it wasn't even a class, it was just like a extracurricular. Because I don't think we had a legitimate theater class. We had band and stuff. And like jazz band, but we never had like a big theater scene. I remember I went to one production at our school, like it was like a winter play of some sort. I think it was like, I don't know, the one with Ebenezer Scrooge, it was like a take on that. And I think there was like 10 kids total in the play, and like 3 of them had to like play other roles because there just wasn't enough people. Instead, your school had to perform entire shows with a budget of $250 on a stage not much bigger than the length of a school bus. The stage was an entire country in comparison. You squeeze your way to the front row and sit through the theater orientation. Excitement makes you want to tap your feet against the floor. Now you're really jazzed about being a part of the team, and the way your professor speaks on the subject with such passion makes it even more exciting to be here. There are so many students in this class and so many options on how you can help out. Yeah, jazzed! Which role should you fulfill in the general theater class? I mean, I'm guessing this doesn't really matter. But, should you do tech crew? Should you work as an usher during the shows? You like smooth jazz? Sure, we can try to act. Since I've acted before, why not take the stage again? Sounds like it'll be a lot of work, but it'll be a lot of fun. After class ends, you decide to clear out of the room and find the bathroom. The theater is not that old, yet it reminds you of those ancient places prone to being haunted by ghosts. Are we gonna have our own, like, High School Musical? Are we gonna fall, instead of somehow being Cassandra is our love interest, we're gonna actually fall for Troy? This is actually a joke route. Something creaks behind you and you turn and see a black shadow walking quickly past. You decide to ignore that mysterious shadow and continue like nothing has happened. You decide to leave the theater. You definitely don't believe in ghosts. Haha, but it's so much safer to not be in the same building as something that could be a ghost. You're sure it's not too late to transfer out of this class? Yeah, we're gonna... Fuck it. You rush to the bathroom. When you are done, you head out and try to, but get lost in the confusing labyrinth of the backstage. That is when you hear arguing voices. Worried that someone might get hurt, you hurry over to help. A door with the symbol of a star on it is partially open. You spot the name Cassandra Demetresque on the glittering shape. The name rings a bell, but you can't remember why right now. We quit, Cassandra. We can't deal with you anymore. What do you mean you quit? You can't just all drop out. Auditions are coming up for the production. You all need to try out for them. Ugh, this is exactly why we don't want to do this. You're literally bossing us around and telling us that we have to try out for the main production. What if we want to do the smaller shows? Your mother may run this theater, but that doesn't mean you own us. We're dropping out of the acting troupe, and you can't stop us. Have fun running your production now with no one joining. They storm out of the room, and you duck behind a conveniently placed column to hide from them. When they are gone, you peer out. That sounded very bad. Without a cast, how would the main show go on? Now you remember who Cassandra is, the daughter of the Professor Alcina, who happens to fund the theater and its shows. It's because of Alcina that Cassandra gets to pick and choose actors from the theater major to stage the productions. Every semester, there is a big hubbub about it. You haven't seen one yet since you're new here, but you've heard that the productions are next level, and Cassandra's high position isn't unwarranted. Her performances are simply stunning. However, she can be quite the, diva, so to say. You hear soft sobs coming from the inside of the room, and you decide to intervene, even if it's none of your business. Welcome to the stream. We're about to come in here and be the shoulder to cry and be like, hey, girl. Don't listen to those girls. We can do a 2-woman show. You find Cassandra sitting at her vanity, biting her bottom lip and trying not to sob loudly. Please don't make me rap on stream. Are you okay? Who are you? She quickly wipes at her tears with the back of her sleeve and tries to school her features into more neutral ones. Oh, we're gonna riz her, alright. I'm a new student in the general theater class. I, kind of heard what happened, and I'm sorry. I didn't mean to eavesdrop. I just thought someone was getting hurt, and I came to help, and... You're rambling now. You stop yourself. You shouldn't be listening in like that. I got lost. I thought you might need some help, but it seems I wasn't able to do much. If it helps, I'm sorry for what happened. They shouldn't have done that. What can you help me with? The crew quit on me. If they don't want to audition for the show, then how will I run the main production? Cassandra angrily wipes out a few stray tears that escape her eyes. Can't you get other people to do it? They were all decent actors. Where will I find more on such short notice? She puts her head in her hands. This is a disaster. I will be a laughingstock. I'll never be able to act again. Every theater and studio in the world will hear of this, and I won't ever be able to show my face to producers and show directors ever again. She's being overdramatic. This situation is not that bad. She just needs some motivation to get through this. It wouldn't do good to give up now. One time, the cast in my high school came down with the flu, and we only had half the cast to open up the show. Welcome, welcome. What does this game have to do with zombies? Technically, this is a Resident Evil 8 dating sim, so there's a zombie element in that because it's a Resident Evil game. But welcome, welcome. So we all decided we'd play 2 roles instead of just one. Since we'd all been to rehearsal a bunch of times, we ended up having more fun with it that way, and everyone loved it. Yeah, this is Resident Lover. This is a Resident Evil 8 or Resident Evil Village based dating sim. The game is down in my YouTube description below. It's for free if you want to download it. And it has 7 routes, 7 women to possibly romance. A smaller cast, huh? Maybe I can do something like that. Something similar to the play 39 Steps, where all the roles are fulfilled by 6 actors. She stands up, revitalized and full of energy. This can and will work. She places a hand to her chest, shoulders held back and head held high. That's the spirit. She's full of energy. The momentum of it is sweeping you up, too. What show are you running? I was gonna make a joke. Of course it's fucking Romeo and Juliet. Romeo and Juliet! I love that play. I did it in high school once. Perfect! Then you know what kind of vim we need to get this show on the road. What the hell does vim mean? Is that like Invader Zim? Like without the Zim, but the Vim? Invader Vim? You want me to help? Sure, why not? She turns her dazzling smile on you, and you are reminded why so many people are stunned by her acting. She's beautiful and charming and persuasive and... Oh wow, you think you might have a bit of a crush on her already. Sure, I can help. Helping to run an entire production wasn't exactly what you had in mind when you joined, but if Cassandra wants you on her team, how can you say no? That's such a gay response. Oh wow. Us gays do that all the time. Well, we're falling hard already. I don't know anything about theater, I'm gonna be honest with you. I just know that Romeo and Juliet is the most stereotypical thing. How accurate is the lesbianism in this game? Pretty accurate, honestly. We're impressed by abs. We're impressed by women. So, you know me, the lesbian expert here. Yeah, I don't know. A fun story, I guess. Since we're here, I took English, of course, like you do in any high school, and you get to plays. I remember we had to read some of, like, Romeo and Juliet. It was, like, one scene, and the class would just not stop laughing because the old English. But most of, like, the play stuff I had to do was, like, in 10th grade, because I had 10th grade, like, honors, so it was, like, the upper of classes. We had to read, like, Macbeth. And then my senior year, we had, like, more, I think, like, Beowulf and stuff like that, where it was more, like, old-timey English stuff. But did I ever learn anything in those classes? No. Like, I'm not good at school. Never was. Excellent. Here's my phone number. Damn, she's giving our number off the bat. I mean, we kind of need that to organize a play, I guess, but... She gives you her number and you put it into your phone. I'll have to run through the play and see if we can condense the roles to the actors into 2 to 3 roles. Then I want us to meet tomorrow at the cafe. Don't you just need, I don't know, Romeo, Juliet, Mercutio... Oh, I don't know what the other dude's name is. Something Capulet. the maid, I don't know. I love Beowulf. I thought it was like reading a Skyrim fanfiction. I don't know. I remember I got in trouble in my 10th grade English class for saying that Fahrenheit 451 was boring because my English teacher was going around the class and Fahrenheit 451 was like her favorite novel or whatever the fuck. And she was asking us all our opinion. And she got to me. And she was like, "What is your opinion, Jules?" Except not my nickname, my actual name. And I was like, "I thought it was pretty bland and boring. It didn't capture my interest, honestly." And she was like, "That's incorrect." Wait a minute, that's genius, making a fake play just to get someone's number. Please don't, just don't. Absolutely. That'd be the creepiest thing ever, just nothing being done. You're like, what are we getting this play done? Never. Well, Brainstorming moved from there to start advertising that we need new actors. There are plenty of students in the theater major. If the ones I've gifted the opportunity to work on such a high-quality production don't want to take it anymore, then I'll just give it to other people. Then I'll just give other people room to be stars. Incorrect opinion. Yeah, she told me I had an incorrect opinion, so maybe that was my gripe with English class after that. Yeah, teenage me, I mean, I'm not that much different than my high school days besides my maturity level, but I don't know, I'm not much of a book reader, like, never was. Fan fiction, if you get me into fan fiction and, like, comics and manga, there you go. You gotta give me beautiful pictures to go along with things. I'm a visual type of person. But just reading straight up words? I don't know. Yeah, because she had my sister, my older sister, years before, because my sisters are a lot older than me. And so she was, like, disappointed. Book? No. Yuri? Yes. Yes, Benter. If it involves women and they're in love, you got me. I will be there. Miguel has a water fountain. He cannot comprehend it, and he ends up soaking wet. He's just a baby. You don't know how it works yet. She tosses her hair over his shoulder before posing confidently with her hands on her hips. Then she gives you a wink and a smile. "So don't be late to our meeting tomorrow, Star." Sure. You stutter out. Her wink and smile combined with her calling you a star makes your stomach flip pleasantly. You bid her a goodbye and walk out the building back to your dorm, feeling like this wasn't real. You have one of the most popular students on campus's phone number. You inhale deeply, clutching your phone so hard in your hand you're afraid it might break, and exhale as calmly as you can. When that doesn't work, you let a cheesy grin split out on your face and let your legs race through the campus, doing a little skip as you barely refrain from shouting out, "I have Cassandra Demetre's phone number!" Not only are we gay, we're a gay nerd. This is dorky shit. Romeo, where art thou? Romeo, that's what it said. The cafe is surprisingly empty at this hour, or maybe not so surprisingly, considering Cassandra has asked you to meet at 4 a.m. before it's even open. 4 a.m.? Wow, it's not a SpongeBob, but reference at 3 a.m. Kind of disappointed. Just kidding. The two of you sit outside in the light dark of dawn that is about to arrive. You are groggy-eyed, and you fail to stifle a yawn as you sit huddled in your hoodie. It's a bit chilly at this time, but Cassandra barely seems to notice. She is dressed lightly for this weather, mug of steaming hot coffee next to her. Welcome, welcome. Gay nerd, lifelike gameplay, absolutely. I can't say anything, I'm a gay nerd. Or gay dork. I guess that's more, because nerds are smart, dorks are just geeky and dumb, which is what I am. There are papers spread out in front of her along with a stack of books. You notice they seem to be a mix of literature and law books. Good morning. Good morning. A perfunctory? What the hell is perfunctory? I'm learning all sorts of SAT words. A perfunctory greeting. She does not lift her head to look at you. She is engrossed in something she is reading, nibbling on the crook of her finger as she does so. Look, she has confidence. She doesn't even have like those holder things like to make sure it's not hot when you hold it. So she has all the confidence in the world to hold it by the top here. I didn't even realize that until you pointed that out. Yeah, she's just living life on the edge. Her character doesn't realize that unless you are a creepy, weird person, it's so unusual to get someone's number to make communicating easier. She has, like, suction cups. She actually has, like, tentacle suction cups at the end of her fingers, so it's just easier to hold. Is that from stress, or from concentration, or from the caffeine? You notice that there is an alarming amount of takeout coffee cups at her feet. All empty styrofoam. So what are we doing today, and why are we meeting so early? Cassandra looks up at you like this. She blinks owlishly. Early? You called me half an hour ago and told me to get here as soon as possible. And I did, and I've been sitting here for 10 minutes now. You trail off awkwardly, sounding a bit miffed that she made you get up this early. You're tired, and your previous enthusiasm for the project has died down with how early it is. Cassandra dives to the phone lying next to a half-eaten bagel. She reads the time on her phone. Oh, I forgot that people actually sleep. I'm sorry? You forgot that people sleep? Okay, I'm a caffeine addict. Don't get me wrong. I am an energy drink fiend. But I know that I need to sleep. What do you mean people need to sleep? Is she a secret gamer? That's a base statement. Nah, she has to be a gamer too. She gives a small laugh to herself. Sorry, I lost track of time. There's just so much to do. Let's get started then. I feel like she might be too upper class for hot Cheetos, honestly. I feel like... What's like some... Like kettle chips, maybe? Those are kind of more like, upper class kind of things. Pop chips? Is that what they're called? I know, like... I've had kettle chips before. I don't really like them. Taste kind of bland. Nah, this is just how she always looks. She's not drunk. She doesn't make Irish coffee or anything. She moves some books around and reshuffles her papers. Are you studying law? I thought you were a theater major. I'm actually majoring in both pre-law and theater. Oh my god, no wonder you don't sleep. Oh wow, I can't imagine how much work both are. It's not that bad. I just don't sleep often. But who needs sleep anyway when there's so much to do? Honestly, if there is no flavor in a chip, it is garbo. That's why, like, I have to be in a mood for something like, I don't know, like Pringles. Because, like, they're kind of bland, honestly. I need to get, like, hot fries and Pringles at the same time so I can have the two flavor extremes here. I mean, original Lays aren't bad. I prefer baked Lays over original Lays, but maybe it's because I'm older and I'm like, I don't want to eat as much terrible food, even though chips are always bad for you anyway. She raised a dismissing hand before you can question the sanity of that statement. I looked through the script, and I think we can condense the roles to 10, maybe 12 actors. Romeo and Juliet have to be their own, of course, so we need separate actors for them. Do you have any people in mind? Thank you for managing both chats, Benter. Yeah, I'll sleep when I'm dead. That's the popular catchphrase. Yeah, kettle chips are, like, the most crunchy things ever. Like, they're just super duper, like, crunchy, and I don't know. I've never had a flavor that I've liked. Feels like they're just deeply baked. I was going to send out an email to the department to ask about it. Obviously, I shall take the role of Juliet. I wouldn't trust anyone else to play her. Spine was broken. Yeah, that's the experience of eating kettle chips, is breaking your spine. She squints her eyes thoroughly at you. Have you acted before? Yes, in high school. I mentioned previously that we did Romeo and Juliet. I also acted in... Cassandra cuts you off, excited. Excellent! You can be in the show, too! You gulp at this. Getting to act in a production for Cassandra, this certainly is a big deal. What role did you play? I was cast as Romeo. Of course. I knew where this was going. Oh boy. I can already tell where this was going to go and where it's currently going. I like the smug look on Cassandra. Next we'll do Bella's route. And I'm super excited to do Bella's route after this. Cassandra puts a hand to her chin and looks you over. I certainly see why. You've got handsome looks. You can't just call me handsome like that. What if they added Homelander as an option? Yeah, Homelander is actually the main character of Resident Evil 9. You've heard it here first. You feel slightly warm at her compliments. Before you can thank her for them, she shoves some papers at you. Look, if a pretty girl calls you handsome, that is like the best compliment in the world. I want you to read some of his lines for me. Now? Yes. You're not ready to be put on the spot like this, but you have to do this. You close your eyes, take a deep breath, and reach down into the part of you that becomes someone else. We are definitely taking the W's today. See, I want Resident Evil 9, whenever that does come out, to have Jill and Leon as the protagonists. Those are my two favorite Resident Evil characters. They have not been in a game together. I need them together in a game. You remember what it felt like to be Romeo, to be desperately in love with someone. That painful longing, that slight maniacal dreaming and scheming to get what you want. The detachment to anyone or anything else that was not Juliet. Juliet is your world. I love Jill and Leon. They're my favorite protagonists, or favorite characters in Resident Evil. I can only hope that Jill and Leon get their game. I mean, I like Jill and Carlos in 3, don't get me wrong. And I think Carlos should be in another game too. But I need my two faves together. They'd be besties. Sounds fade away and your senses narrow until only you and Cassandra remain on this entire campus. When you open your eyes, there must be something different in them because Cassandra's brows go up. You rise from your seat and come to stand by her, taking her hand in yours. You don't need the sheet. Romeo and Juliet had been your senior year show. It's still fresh in your mind after all this time. She speaks. Oh, speak again, bright angel, for thou art as glorious to this night, bringer my hand, as is a winged messenger of heaven. I don't know too much about Hunk. Is he like in one of the side games? Or is he like in like the DLC? I forget. But I don't know too much about him. I've played most of the Resident Evil games. I've played 1 through 7. I have not technically played 8. I promised the devs that I would play it for Christmas. And I have barely played any of the side games. Like, I've played Operation Raccoon City. I've played some of Revelations. But I definitely love Jill and Leon the absolute most. Unto the white upturned wondering eyes of mortals that fall back to gaze on him, when he bestrides the lazy pacing clouds and sails upon the bosom of the air. You finish and look at Cassandra's reaction. She recovers from her sight, awe, and stands up, clasping your hands in hers. Her eyes shine bright. Well, what do you know? Your acting is much better than I thought it would be. Not as good as mine, of course, but no one can be as good as me. And there's some things to work on. Look, I don't know ye old English. I'll train you naturally, so you can be much, much better. But I can work with this, and soon we'll have a show on the road. You want me to be Romeo? You're a bit overwhelmed by this. Yes. She nods her head sagely. There's something that you've brought to this character that I haven't seen in other versions before. I just like Leon's personality of just him being... You have, like, the doe-eyed cop, and then joke master. Absolutely love that about him. He's just so goofy. I've cosplayed Leon. That's the only character I've cosplayed from Resident Evil so far. I've thought about doing Jill, like one of Jill's outfits, either like Resident Evil 1 or like her small appearance in 5. But I do like cosplaying Leon. I think we can capitalize on this and make a rendition of Romeo and Juliet that is different than most versions. When I stage a production, it is not merely more regurgitated work. It is art, reimagined and reinterpreted to tell something the story has never told before. You nod your head, confused. Uh-huh. Cassandra's excited rambling continues. Perhaps this version can be one of a one-sided love where Romeo is obsessed with Juliet and she doesn't like him back but doesn't realize the depth of his depraved feelings. Oh boy, unrequited love, my favorite. And is forced to falsely poison herself to escape him but actually ends up accidentally poisoning herself because it was too high of a dosage. And Romeo, seeing her prone form, poisons himself to join her. Your head is reeling at this. That is certainly one way to interpret the play. Or perhaps we can make it that Juliet is the one who does love him, verily, so that she poisons herself in him, so that if she cannot have him in life, she can be with him in death. She is speaking so quickly it is hard to listen to her. Cassandra pauses herself here. Those are a bit depressive. Maybe a happier version would sit better with the audience. Yeah, a happy version of Romeo and Juliet. But they're coming to see something already lauded as a romantic tragedy, so a happy ending might actually make the audience dislike the product. You extract your hands from her tight hold. Alright, I'll brainstorm those ideas on your own. Just let me know when you need me. Yeah, I've played RE4 Remake, and I played the DLC. But I didn't do any, like, of the extra stuff. Like the other game modes. I kind of just did the story and then DLC. Cassandra jolts as she comes back to the present. Sorry, I'm speaking nonsense again, aren't I? I just love acting, so I tend to get overzealous with it. A lot of people are thrown off by it. I hope I haven't alienated you with it. Yeah, I haven't tried Mercenaries mode yet. She looks insecure here, and you are reminded of how the entire cast left her because she was dramatic and too demanding of them. You shake your head. I'm fine. I find it endearing. That comment seems to genuinely make her happy. She runs a hand through your hair to your cheek, cupping it momentarily. You are such a darling. You can feel your cheeks heating up with the urge to blush, but thankfully she removes her hand before they can betray you. The cafe door behind you opens. They finally open for business, and the sound of it makes Cassandra's head whip to it, like an animal on the hunt. Coffee! Oh god, she's a coffee girly fiend. She exclaims and bounces on her feet. Look, she's gonna get a refill. Maybe it was already empty. I'm going to get some. Coming with me? Sure. The two of you walk into the shop. It is nicely decorated inside and has food and drink menus hung up on the wall. Cassandra walks up to the barista with a smile. I'll have the usual. Oh, not her with the usual. But that makes sense. She then steps aside and turns to you. Pick a snack and a coffee on me. It's the least I can do, as thanks for coming to speak with me. You approach the barista Elena and look at the menu. She gives you and Cassandra a knowing look. Walk of shame. Excuse me? A walk of shame? What is that? I mean, I know what that is. Not that I've experienced that, but I'm knowledgeable on subjects. You look to Cassandra for help, but she's on her phone, typing furiously. You look back at the barista, who leans in closer, talking in a whisper. Just some advice? Don't expect anything else. This is just making you even more confused. What is going on? I get girls in here all the time. Cassandra brings them over here a night in, treats them to breakfast, and then that's it. The girls think they can get to be more than just a one-night stand to her, but it only ends up with them having heartbreak. Don't make the same mistakes. Nah, Cassandra's clean. Her only drug of choice is caffeine. She's a huge flirt. Don't expect her to settle down. Your head is reeling at this. You had no idea Cassandra had this sort of reputation. It's not like you were planning on dating her or anything. Yeah, totally. You're barely even friends at this point. Before you can think of a response to Elena, Cassandra swoops in, putting an arm around your shoulder. Talking ill of me again? She doesn't seem the least bit offended and instead affects a mock pout. I thought we were friends. Just trying to prevent another incident like last time. Just imagine saying I'll have the usual and the barista's like, I have never seen you before in my life. Yeah, imagine the inconvenience of a new Starbucks employee. You're like, oh, now I gotta say my 17-word order. Don't worry. She gives you a squeeze and looks at you. We're only working as work partners on a massive project. Nothing's going to happen between us. Well, that's disappointing. Thanks, Cassandra. Elena does not look convinced. Uh-huh. Elena turns to you. You let me know if she misbehaves or breaks that promise. I'll take away her caffeine access. Cassandra gasped loudly at this. You wouldn't dare! As they continue to bicker like only friends can, you look at the menu. What should you choose? Just coffee, whatever has the most caffeine. Does that have sprinkles? That one? I don't like coffee. I'm like the one adult that does not like coffee. I do like energy drinks, and they have a lot of caffeine. I'm gonna go with the sprinkles one, though, because that's the fun one. And a bagel, since it's morning. Early morning. I actually feel worse for the employee has to learn that order. Okay. My favorite energy drink used to be Mountain Dew Energy, but they've, like, stopped making them, so I'm so sad about that. So now I just drink, like, Rogue energy cans and G Fuel cans, but I have to like order them online instead of getting them at the grocery store, which is very, very annoying. Coming right up. You wait patiently for the food and drink to arrive. When it does, Cassandra pays for it with what you notice to be a black card. Wow. How much money does she have? Well, if her mother can afford to fund the theater, they must come from a family with money. Thank you for buying me food and coffee. It's not a big deal, really. I have to get back to my apartment, but I will see you soon, okay? She bids you goodbye, and you catch Elena watching you with a raised brow. I wasn't allowed to have, like, caffeinated soda until I was 12, but when I was a baby, my family, like, not my immediate family, like, my uncles and my grandma on my mom's side was like, here, have some Pepsi in your bottle. That won't stunt your growth or anything. And, I'm probably only 5'3" because of this. Pepsi is good, but I've tried to cut on soda. I barely drink it nowadays because it's so bad for you. A week flies by before you know it. Cassandra hasn't texted you since the cafe, and you're worried that something might be wrong. Several times you hesitantly hover your finger over her phone number to check in on her, but you never go through with it. I've never had Red Bull, but, like, most of, like, the Monster Red Bull stuff I've seen doesn't taste good. Or, like, heard doesn't taste good. I don't like Prime. I've tried Prime. It's eh. I don't even think they make the Rocks energy drink anymore. I haven't seen it in stores recently. It was, like, called Zoa. That was so terrible. I'm a very big connoisseur of energy drinks, but I only like certain ones. See, my dad is kind of short, but my mom was tall. And my mom's side is all tall people. So I had the possibility to be tall. You preserve the bottle. Yeah, let me buy Prime and start upcharging it on eBay for like 15 bucks. Or what people do on TikTok Shop. People just be selling the most random stuff on TikTok Shop. Then on week 2 of Radio Silence, she finally texts you. Good news! I've made an announcement that we're looking for actors. Auditions are going to be next week, and I want you to be there to help me determine who's joining the cast. You immediately type a response back. Are you sure you want me to help? I'm not a theater major like you. I've often found that sometimes people who are far removed from the topic can offer a fresh perspective on things. That said, of course I will make the final decision. I mean, when I first started drinking, like, energy drinks, I thought my heart was gonna explode because of the amount of caffeine. Because the only caffeine I was used to was, like, soda caffeine. But then, nowadays, I can just drink 300 milligram caffeine energy drinks like it's nothing. But the first time I had G Fuel, I was like, oh my god, I feel like I'm gonna explode and die of a heart attack. Also, sorry about the caps lock. I'm excited. Okay, let me know what time the audition will be at, and I can be there. Cassandra's enthusiasm is infectious, even through the phone, and you feel a small spark in your chest grow. Your roommates notice your reaction and are naturally curious about it. Oh, Daniela, you're back. What got you smiling? You see both her and Daniela are looking over at you, waiting for your answer. You haven't realized it, but you have a wide grin on your face right now. You put your phone away. A project I'm working on with a friend is finally underway. What project and what friend? Spill the deets. She sits up from how she had been lounging on the chair, pretending to do her work at her desk. Yeah, Ben, let me bring my entire collection of energy drinks to Katsu. I mean, not all of them do. It's just a matter of, like, what ingredients are in them and, like, what flavor it is. Because I've had some really bad tasting energy drinks, but the ones I drink currently, they taste pretty decent. Because they just kind of taste like a fruit soda kind of deal. The main stage production of Romeo and Juliet. You have an idea? Oh, you have an idea. It wasn't a question. Why don't you try out for it? Angie shakes her head. Yeah, my schedule is pretty booked all the time. She casually flips through her pink planner where drinking is scribbled across the week in bold letters. Yep, busy with important stuff. Do you want to join me with my week's schedule? I'm always happy to go with someone, and you need to get out of your room more. Oh, absolutely. Angie is girly pop slay. Daniela is so hot. She's such my type of girl. Yeah, no, we're declining this. I'm gonna save just in case, but we're gonna be declining this offer. Because we need to focus on the play. Maybe another time. Alright then! I'll pass on auditioning too. You'll be working with Cassandra, and I know my sister gets I know how my sister gets during production season. How'd you know I was working with wait, what? Your eyes go wide. Cassandra Dimitrescu is your sister? Nah, vape is disgusting, bro. Never do anything with nicotine in it. You will never catch me accepting any sort of cigarettes or vaping. That shit's just nasty. Can you give one of them a British accent? I'll have to redo someone as a British accent. Daniela tips her head and gives you a look as if this should be obvious. Duh. You're Daniela Dimitrescu? Daniela laughs. Yep, that's me. You give Daniela a good look over. She's laid back and so chill that it seems impossible for her to be related to Cassandra, who's a ball of energy and about to explode at any moment. And then I have one more sister named Bella, who's on the student council. Oh, we'll get to Bella, alright. Now you're curious about what Bella is like, and about the student council. I'll be rooting for you to get this show on the road. Cassandra can be a handful and very demanding, so don't take it personally if she gets standoffish. Sometimes she needs a good smack on the head to deflate her ego and get her back down to earth. Daniela laughs at this. She speaks with affection, so you know she's not entirely serious. Daniela gets up. I almost forgot. I have to meet with some friends. We're gonna go skateboarding. Angie, you want to come with? Ugh, I don't like your friends. They're so rowdy. Daniela turns to you. Do you want to come? The incident of 98. What is the incident of 98? I'm gonna decline this as well because, you know, we have that theater production to work on. You'll have to tell me about that. Never. I'll get you to talk one day. Danielle leaves after grabbing her skateboard. You take your book bag and go to the library to do some work before class. Another week passes and it's time for auditions. Cassandra calls you so you can meet up to start them. You can see the line of waiting people going out the door. Seems like this is going to be a long evening. The incident of 98 is when I did a kickflip over Freddy Fazbear, and then the restaurant exploded into a million pieces. The line outside looks crazy. How are we going to manage seeing everyone? Cassandra passed the giant Gatorade container she had filled. I brought lots of coffee to get us through this. She smiles and turns to look at the stage, almost seeming to speak privately to herself. Despite them leaving and trying to scare people away from me, I still have such a huge turnout. Yeah, where's the FNAF dating sim? You overhear her saying this, but decide not to comment on it further. You take your seat, and Cassandra has the first person come into the room. 5 hours later! Frazzled and feeling like your soul has been drained out through your eyes, you sit at the table like a limp piece of lettuce. Cassandra has not lost her pep one bit. In fact, she looks refreshed by the process. Or maybe it's the half-gallon of coffee she's consumed. Excuse me. We saw a lot of students with potential today. Who do you think should join the cast? Cinder. Like Cinder Fall from Ruby? Pick 5 from the list. Let's go Finch. Let's go Cinder. Oh, I have to sneeze. Ooh. I don't remember what any of these other characters look like. Okay, there we go. Those are all great choices. Now the cast is finally coming together. What now? What steps do we take? Now, all that remains is to decide who is going to play who. You can leave that to me. What the two of us can do together next is get our costumes ready. I meant to play the Colonel Sanders dating sim when that came out, but I just never did. Since I know for certain I'm playing as Juliet and you're going to be my Romeo, we can head over to the theater costume department to get outfitted. The way she calls you my Romeo makes your stomach flip pleasantly. You know she doesn't mean anything by it, but it makes you feel special. Shit, I feel special too! You're like, damn, okay. You follow her as she leads the way down the hall and down several flights of stairs to the costume department. Opening the door to the room reveals a room covered in fabrics. Piles and piles of it layer the tables and are heaped up on the sides. Coats and dresses hang haphazardly on their hangers. And is that a bra hanging from the ceiling light? Welcome, welcome. Glad you could join. Giselle, we're here! The room is empty when suddenly one of the piles of clothing starts to shake. A person erupts from it with a loud yawn. A small girl with curly hair and a pair of glasses on her nose, and another pair hanging around her neck on a chain emerges. Yeah, where's my skate park where there's animatronics everywhere? What is it? Oh, I can give her the British accent. What is it? Don't be obtuse. I'm only ever down here for one thing, and that is clothing. Giselle gives Cassandra a look. I would beg to differ. The amount of times I've caught you down here very much doing the opposite of wearing clothes with your friends. Cassandra loudly interjects with a bit of unease. Anyways, can you do measurements for us? We need our outfits to be of utmost quality. Is this a Romeo and Juliet play you won't shut up about? Yes, and it's going to be the production of the year. Giselle looks unimpressed. You say that about every production. Am I wrong? Giselle begrudgingly concedes. No. So let's get to it. Cassandra claps her hands together. Oh, I like how the music just like did that as she said it, said her claps. I don't know. That was cool. You and Cassandra spend about a half hour down here, allowing Giselle to do her work, tongue sticking out while she intensely focuses. She uses her measuring tape to take measurements of everything, from the length of your arms to the space between your toes. That's kind of gross. Don't ever touch my toes. Cassandra can see you're being overwhelmed by all of this. She shoots you a wink and a smile and informs you Giselle's a professional and does stellar work with outfits. I don't even know what my third most popular video is. I just make videos and then just have them. Let Cassandra have her emotional support cup. After Giselle is done measuring, she stands and ponders you, hand on chin, for so long you begin to feel like you've offended her. Then she turns and stares at Cassandra. Cassandra's not bothered by this. She even playfully strikes a few silly poses towards Giselle's deep look of consternation. I'll have the outfits done in a few weeks. Perfect. Thank you, Giselle. See you then. The two of you bid Giselle a goodbye And as you're leaving the room, you spot Giselle diving back into her pile of fabrics, mumbling to herself as she looks for something. I know today has been a long day. You can head back to the dorms. I'm going to stay up and work on the cast and script. The two of us need to run some lines together. You're a good Romeo, but you could be even better. Sure. You know Cassandra is intense about acting, so you're not surprised to hear she wants you to be practicing already. I'll text you when and where. Do you agree to meet up for practice? What am I supposed to say? No? God, the Walking Dead game. Oh, I need to actually start drafting a review since someone asked for me to do a review on it. Do you agree to meet for practice? I mean, I guess the best option would be can't wait. So I'll just pick that one. Awesome! I love your enthusiasm. I wish more people could be like you. From the top. Internally you groan. Again? You just finished your lines a second ago. The two of you have been reading lines for the past 3 hours. You're reading for Romeo while Cassandra reads for the other characters in all the scenes in order to help you fall into your role better. You're feeling a bit tired and thirsty. Your voice is starting to go hoarse. You guessed that Cassandra would be intense, but even this is more than you expected. She has not lost any of her energy, still going strong since this morning. How's your energy looking? Can't take a break. I'm tired. Sarcastically, yay, more lines. Let's be excited throughout the whole thing. I feel like if we waver, she's just gonna get upset. Alright, let's get this show on the road. I knew I could count on you to help get this show up and running. Oh god, now I'm just gonna keep the same voice for Cassandra for all of them. Benvolio, that's the one I was thinking of. Mercutio, Benvolio. Yeah, those are the people. In love? Out of love? Out of her favor, where I am in love. Alas, that love, so gentle in his view, should be so tyrannous? Jesus Christ, I can't read. And rough and proof. Which line should you read next? Hint, if you don't know, consult your script in the diary. There's a diary? Oh? When has that been a button? Oh my god. This one? Where shall we dine? Oh me, what fray was here? Yet tell me not, for I have heard it all. Here's much to do with hate, but more with love. Why then, O brawling love, O loving hate? O anything of nothing first create, O heavy lightness, serious vanity, mishap and chaos of well-seeming forms, feather of lead, bright smoke, cold fire, sick health. Still waking sleep that is not what it is. This love feel I, that feel no love in this. Dost thou not laugh? No, 'cause I rather weep. There's a knock on Cassandra's door. She pauses and puts her script down, quickly smoothing down the wrinkles on her shirt. Though there are none, and pushing a strand of hair back into place. Is she expecting someone? Who's she getting ready for this way? And oh, are you getting jealous? But you don't own a monopoly on her time, nor her friendship. You try to push those ugly feelings away, yet still hold your breath when she opens the door. Hello? Oh, it's the stands! There are 3 women standing outside her door. You recognize 2 of them from the auditions. Are they here to talk about the play with Cassandra? OMG, Cassandra! She squeals in a high pitch that makes your ears hurt. Cassandra must have ears of steel, for she does not even wince despite the close range. We're so excited to be working on this play with you. Totally excited. She nods her head. We're ready to dedicate our bodies to long hours of rehearsal. She bats her eyes. Why did her tone sound so salacious? You don't like that. Just say the word and we're at your every beck and call. She leans forward, coyly wrapping a strand of hair around her finger. I'm so happy to be working with you on this. I've heard about your productions, and this is such a great opportunity to help catapult us into stardom by your side. I'm glad you all are excited for this. I will let everyone know through email what the next steps will be. Cassandra seems unfazed by this sort of behavior. She's probably used to dealing with people who only care about the fame that her name brings. You can just text us. Here are our numbers. She hands over a slip of paper with their numbers on it. Cassandra takes it without looking and places the paper into her pocket. Thank you. Look forward to my emails. I have to go back to reading lines now. Cassandra pointedly stresses the word emails. It seems to go right over the fans' heads. Practicing already? Wow, you really are intense when it comes to theater. You must be intense in other ways, too. Oh my lord. She gives a wistful sigh. That I am. The three girls all giggle. You can feel unease sitting heavily in your stomach. At least one of them is hitting on Cassandra right in front of you. You know Cassandra has a reputation for being flirty, but seeing it happen in real time hits differently. Damn, we said this hits different, homie. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to finish up with Romeo. Who's Romeo for this play? The three of them crane their heads in and notice you. You don't miss the flash of scorn on one of their faces. You wiggle your fingers in awkward greeting. Hello. I don't know you, and I know everyone. Why is some unnamed freshie playing Romeo? You can do better, Cassandra. That sets your teeth on edge. Who does this woman think she is to be behaving so rudely to you? What do you do? Flip the girl off. Don't say anything to defend yourself. Apparently someone good enough to get picked by Cassandra. Ooh, I'm gonna go with this one. Fuck. Wrong button. They glance at Cassandra, who's arched a brow at them, and they quickly shake their heads no. Sorry, Cassandra. We weren't trying to insult you or anything. Anyways, we should get going for now. We have a class soon. They all wave goodbye, and Cassandra closes the door on them. She turns to look at you and notices the dour expression that you fail to hide. What's wrong? Those girls are such bitches. Nothing. I don't want to lie. I don't want to say nothing. Maybe I shouldn't play the part of Romeo. I'm gonna say those... I'm gonna go for it. Those girls are such bitches. Wow, never expected to hear such strong language from you. And yeah, they are annoying, but you can't let this kind of stuff bother you. I won't have you ruining the production just because you don't like them. You need to suck it up. Everyone hates everyone a little by the time that the play is done. Jesus Christ. I think I'm gonna go and get lunch. I'm hungry and thirsty. Cassandra glances at her phone. I keep forgetting that time flies when you're having fun. She smiles at you. Go eat. I'll see you soon, my star. Her calling you my star will never cease to make your chest feel warm. You bid her a goodbye and leave her dressing room. You make it through the backstage area, only getting lost once in the maze of it. When a hand reaches around the corner and grabs you, you yelp, but no one is around to hear it. Oh god, no, not these girls! You come to face with none other than the dancer before. Rebecca scoffs. Who do you think you are, getting preferential treatment from Cassandra? We've been her #1 fan since forever ago because she's so gorgeous and talented, and a leech like you just attaches itself to her with no shame. You're so ugly too, ew! I bet you don't even brush your teeth. Actually, I brush my teeth 3 times a day because I can't stand food taste. I don't know if anyone else is like that, but I'm like that. She jabs a finger at your shirt. You should be embarrassed to be anywhere next to Cassandra with those clothes. What lame insults, but you know that threat behind them is real. Defend yourself. I'm gonna say okay. Really? Okay is all you have to say? Not only are you ugly and poor, you're also stupid. What do you even want from me? Isn't it obvious? Stay away from her in the show, and we won't bother you. Simple enough. Oh, excuse me. Why does it bother you so much that I'm playing Romeo? If you try and get rid of me, they'll just find another Romeo to play the role. Rebecca scoffs. I would take your place. Her lackeys nod their head. It seems she is the head honcho of this weirdo club. She is a much better actress than you. So we're giving you a choice. You either resign quietly or we will ruin you. They look serious and slightly psychotic. What can you do? Well, we're not resigning from the show. Don't back down. If you think I'm going to give up so easily, you're mistaken. I'm going to stay by Cassandra's side as Romeo, and you're not going to scare me away. You should have given up when you had the chance. Get ready, because this isn't going to end well for you. They turn on their heels and walk away. You watch them go, rage and hurt swirling inside of you. You'd never expect to find yourself in such a situation, but you do. All you can do is remain strong now and hope the situation blows over soon. 2 a.m. You toss and turn at night, unable to sleep. When you do fall asleep, it's fitful and filled with feelings of distress. You finally give up on sleep at 2 a.m. and pull out your phone. You look at it before opening up the chat function and messaging Cassandra. You need some comfort, and you know she won't be asleep at this hour. Your roommates, while great people, are sleeping right now. Daniela is snoring, drool coating her pillow. Angie is mumbling, "Hey Macarena," in her sleep, and dancing to some music she can only hear. Cassandra, what's up? You send the message to Cassandra and immediately get a response back. Hey, you're not sleeping now? Late night project? Does she never not text in all caps? You wonder to yourself before typing a response. I just wanted to see what you were up to. Obviously not sleeping, XD. Welcome, welcome. Look, I know you told me not to worry about those stands of yours, but I am. Why? They're hotter than me. They threatened me. I'm gonna be honest with her. They threatened me if I didn't leave the role. They did? When and how? I'm going to have a word with them. They can't do that. Since you're up, do you want to come over to my apartment? We could talk. You bolt up in bed, eyes going wide. An invitation to Cassandra's place? You type back a quick yes and jump out of bed, quickly getting changed. She texts you her address and you show up in front of her on-campus apartments a few months later. Ooh, we've never been here before. There's Pom Pom purring. Net fuck? Better than Netflix, I guess. More coffee. More Pom Pom right here. No SpongeBob, I don't see. Unless this hook's supposed to be a SpongeBob. Nervous, you ring the doorbell. A symphony of crickets keeping you company as you wait. A light goes on inside and the door opens to reveal Cassandra on the other side. Come on in! You follow her up the stairs to the second floor of the building. She takes you inside her apartment. The kitchen, living room, and dining room are all in one big room with open walls. There's a door ajar that leads to a blue tiled bathroom and a shut door that must lead to the bedroom. Wow, this place is nice. Thank you, I decorated it all myself. You look at the decor. There's playbills framed on the walls along with posters of famous actors and actresses. There's potted plants taking up space on the windowsills and the coffee table. Comfy blankets and pillows are placed on the couch. There are a few brown throw rugs on the floor. It looks very homely. Not something you would have expected of Cassandra. She had a very big personality, and you had expected bright colors and loud prints, maybe even the whole place decked out like Hollywood in gold and black. Make yourself comfortable, then we can talk. You sit down on the biggest couch and pull the blanket over yourself. Cassandra busies herself in the kitchen. You watch her, admiring her as she works. When she's done, she brings you a steaming mug of hot cocoa. Wow, she knows I don't like coffee, so she brought me cocoa. How sweet of her. Hot chocolate makes everything better. She takes a seat next to you. I'm surprised this doesn't have any caffeine in it. Mine does, but I figured you wouldn't want some in yours, so spill. We can talk about what's bothering you, or we can talk about something else. Let's talk about the issue. It's just those girls. I'm worried about them. They threatened me to not work with you, and I know I shouldn't start issues. I don't want to start issues, but they are. And I don't want to get in the way of production. Don't worry, I'll keep an eye on them. Nothing they say or do will dissuade me from keeping you on as Romeo, okay? She rubs the back of your hand. At this, sincerely gazing into your eyes, you take a huge gulp of your hot cocoa to avoid blushing, only to burn your tongue instead. Ouch. I think hot chocolate is kind of a lesbian trope. We like our cocoa. Can we do something else? Like what? I don't know, maybe watch a movie? Sure, let me turn on one of my favorite movies of all time. Is it Titanic? Why would you think that? You have a framed movie poster of it over the doorway. Cassandra shakes her head. I was in love with one of the actors when I watched it. Rose was how I found out I was into women. Then what's your favorite movie? With a secretive smile, Cassandra pops in the DVD and hops onto the couch next to you, wrapping the other half of the blanket around herself. Your eyes go wide when you see what appears on the screen. Legally Blonde! You know, that's a good movie. Alright, I don't hate it. And it's a theater production too, so that makes sense. Legally Blonde? It's such a good film. I thought you'd be more into the avant-garde films. That one with limited screenings that play in different languages. Cassandra wrinkles up her nose. Does anyone actually like those? They're so pretentious. She pauses, curious. What's your favorite film? Why are my options, I don't have one, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory in any action film? Should I go with Charlie and the Chocolate Factory because it's the only specific one? I mean, we're gonna go with it. That movie always makes me crave candy. I don't mind Charlie or Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. They're both okay movies. Now the question is, do I go see Wonka with Timothy Chalamet in it? The two of you watch the movie together. Cassandra begins to quote the movie line for line until you have to shush her so you can enjoy the movie in peace. She gets up halfway to make microwave popcorn. The two of you devour it within minutes of it being made. Willy Wonka's a thriller. Yeah, one of the memes watching Willy Wonka or Charlie in the Chocolate Factory. Eventually you begin to feel relaxed, and the lack of sleep is starting to catch up with you. Your eyes begin to droop, and you don't try to stop them. Ooh, I had to yawn. Ah! A loud shout pulls you out of your sleep. The movie has ended and the screen is black, so it couldn't have been the movie. What caused that noise? Your heart is racing in your chest, and you look over to check on Cassandra. She's fallen asleep. This is the first time you've ever seen her asleep. She doesn't look peaceful. Her face scrunches up, and she flails out a leg that almost hits you. Then she screams again. Ooh, okay. Yeah. Let's wake her up. Cassandra, wake up. You shake her shoulders, and she jerks away, panting hard. She looks around wildly, as if she's confused by where she is. Are you okay? Sorry. She's stuttering. She must have been badly shaken. Her cheeks are flushed, as if she's embarrassed by this. I didn't mean to scare you. I'm worried about you. What happened? Cassandra runs a hand through her hair and swallows loudly. She doesn't look at you as she speaks. I have a nightmare disorder. Whenever I go to sleep, I only ever have unpleasant dreams. It gets really bad sometimes. I can scream my head off when I sleep or kick and punch anyone around me by accident. It's why my mom got me my own apartment, so that I don't wake up my roommates with my screaming. Oh, that sucks. I'm sorry it's like that. Is there anything I can do that can help? Cassandra chuckles ruefully. Not sleeping helps. It's why I chug back all that caffeine. I stay awake as long as I can. And then when my body can no longer take it, I fall asleep. And because I'm so tired out, I don't have nightmares then. Today I didn't mean to fall asleep, but it was so comfy by your side. Maybe a doctor might help. None of them have. It's just something I have to live with. Did trauma cause the nightmares? Maybe it's a form of PTSD? Cassandra shakes her head no. No, I just got the unlucky end of the stick. It could be much worse. She looks at the clock. Well, it's time for me to go to my 7 a.m. class. You're free to stay here until then, but I have to go. You don't like leaving the conversation like this. It's a sensitive and important topic. You feel like you got a glimpse of Cassandra that she tries to hide from others. She packs up her book into her shoulder bag, still not looking at you. I won't tell a soul about this. Thanks. It's just embarrassing. I feel like a 5-year-old that has to ask mom and dad to check for monsters under the bed. It's nothing to be embarrassed by. She shoots you a grateful smile, but it's clear she wants this topic dropped, so you do it for now. I'll see you later, okay? This weekend we're officially going to start our rehearsals, so get ready to be up early. She leaves the apartment, and you decide you might as well too. You turn off the TV, fold the blanket, and wash the dishes. Then you head back to your dorm. Danielle is up at this time. She's in the middle of doing calf stretches when she sees you come in. Someone was busy last night. Who was the lucky person? She winks at you and blush. You will most certainly not be sharing with her what happened with Cassandra. Nothing much. Went to bed, woke up and remembered I had something unfinished left to do, so I raced over to the library. Uh-huh, sure. Keep your secrets then. We'll find out one way or another. You roll your eyes at her. I don't ask about your personal love life. That's because I overshare it. Welcome, welcome. Please don't. Friends, yeah, well, all we gotta do is be friends, alright. Ever since that night, you and Cassandra have been hanging out often at her place. Sometimes after class, she'll invite you over for hot chocolate and a movie, or popcorn and a TV show, or a drink and card games. And sometimes you'll invite yourself over and talk with her for hours about anything and everything. The hours go by so quickly that you find it's 2 or 3 in the morning when you next look at the clock, and you have to run back to the dorms to get some sleep before class. Man, we're gonna have dark bags under our eyes. We are getting no sleep. But in the best way. On a few occasions, you stay so late at her apartment, she'll tell you to sleep over, and you do. The first time it happens. Are you sure? Of course I'm sure. I'm fine with the couch, honestly. And I'm telling you, you can take my bed. I'm not getting any use lately. It's probably feeling really lonely right now. Sleeping in her bed? That seems like kind of a big deal. She's treating it as if it's not, so maybe it really is okay. You feel nervous and anxious for some reason. Will you even be able to sleep in her bed? She takes you to the bedroom and opens up the door to reveal a simple room with a bed and drawers. Indeed, the bed looks like it hasn't been touched for decades. The sheets are green with white floral accents, and there are many pillows to snuggle into. Green sheets is an interesting choice. I'll wake you up for class so you don't have to worry about setting an alarm. Welcome, welcome, ghost dog. You thank her, and she closes the door on you. You wash up a bit in the bathroom next door and change into the overnight shirt she lent you. It smells like her, coffee and vanilla spice. You dive into her bed, sudden exhaustion taking over. You sink into the pillows and begin to dream. You're so adorable. I envy how you sleep so easily. You wake up to the sound of a door closing. Disoriented, you look around, but you're the only one in the room. You swear you heard Cassandra's voice saying that to you, but she couldn't have because she's not there. You shake your head to clear your thoughts and decide to get up. You make her bed and open the door to the room, finding her on the other side. Good morning, I was just about to wake you up. How'd you sleep? Yeah, I wish I could fall asleep easily. Dude, it takes me like hours to sleep. I don't know how she can sleep so easily. Great, thanks. What's for breakfast? Awful. I would have had. Oh, do I want to cross that bridge yet? I don't know if I want to cross that bridge yet. I saved, right? Let's go for it. Oh, really? She waggles her eyebrows. Like who? That's for me to know and for you to find out. Can't do that on an empty stomach. Let's eat. I made breakfast. Well, that worked out. The two of you have a quick breakfast of toast and jam. No one said Cassandra was a 4-star chef, but the fact she made something for you makes you feel cared for and special. The two of you leave to head back to main campus. You have class half an hour after hers start, so I figure you'll go to the library to catch up on some work. Spending so much time with Cassandra has been getting in the way of your studying, and you can't afford to let your grades slip. Do you mind if we stop for some coffee on the way? Didn't you already have some like 5 minutes ago? That one doesn't count. You head to the coffee shop and see Elena behind the register. The usual. Yep. She turns to you. Do you want anything? Yes, I need the caffeine. You order a coffee as well. Cassandra goes off to the side to make a quick call, leaving you with Elena as she starts to make the drinks. She gives you a look up and down. So, for all your bluster, it happened. I do suppose I owe you a congratulations. No one has tamed her before. What do you mean? You're wearing her shirt. You look down at your shirt, not understanding the implication at first, and then it dawns on you. Your cheeks heat up. No, that's not what happened. She let me borrow her shirt to sleep over at her place. Nothing happened. Yeah, I love the palm. I love the toast. Patrick. You could say that's an oddish with no legs. Thank you for the lurk, monk. Uh-huh, sure. I'm serious. We're friends. I don't think she would even date me. I'm sure she has all these girls hitting her up all the time, flirting with her. She has no time for such things with me. Elena gives you a confused look. What do you mean? Aren't the two of you dating? Dating? You lower your voice before Cassandra overhears you. It's been months, and the two of you are still together. You are ever increasingly more confused. Don't friendships usually work like that? That you're friends with someone for a while? Now Elena is increasingly more confused. Cassandra isn't friends with people. The only reason she's friends with me is because I'm straight, but not for her lack of trying to get me to experiment with the fairer sex, or lack of me strongholding her into a friendship when she learned I was straight. I'm her only friend. You are not her friend. You can't be. Is it that hard to believe we're just friends? You're not straight, so you can't be. How would you know that? Daniela told me. You're embarrassed and upset. Oh my god, that woman overshares everything. You have no idea. Each time she comes here, I found out a whole new person's life story. I should start writing biographies. I could make so much money off of it. Going back to my earlier point, this proves the two of you can't just be friends. She hasn't even gone on a single date with anyone else since a month ago. Your eyes go wide at this. Since a month ago? That was when your bi-weekly hangouts started happening. Has Cassandra truly not gone on one-night stands with other people in the meantime? Suddenly Cassandra's comment about her bed not getting any action recently makes a lot more sense. It isn't just because she doesn't sleep. Your cheeks turn red. Bright red. Oh yeah, Miguel likes me reading to him. This is his bedtime story because he's so eepy. Oh, I didn't know about her, but I swear to you, we're not dating. Elena's eyes go wide. She seems to be in disbelief. She almost drops the order she's working on. Oh, well that is unexpected. Unexpected indeed. What are the two of you talking about? Cassandra finishes her call and walks up behind you. She has no idea what you and Elena just talked about. Nothing. Ever since that incident, you've been hyper-aware of Cassandra. Elena's words have given you thought, but you just can't seem to figure out if what she said is true or not. Cassandra treats you normally. She's simply her usual flirty, even less flirty than before, to be honest, and charming self. So what is Elena seeing that you're not? Honestly, all the girls in this game are cute. Maybe you should put some distance between you and Cassandra. You don't want to get your hopes up only for them to be crushed. Hey, are you coming over? You stare at the text message for a long time as you lie in bed, having woken up from a brief midday nap. It pains you to do this, but you have to say no. Sorry, not today. I've been slacking on my work and I have midterms coming up. I'm stressed. No problem. See you soon. You let out a sigh of relief and settle into your bed. Hopefully Cassandra won't be too offended. You'll still see her when the practice for the play starts, but it'll be in a more professional capacity there, so you won't have to worry about feelings getting in the way. You hope. You spent 2 weeks like this, turning down Cassandra's offers to hang out by citing too much work and stress as a reason. You feel bad about turning her down, but you need some space to clear your head. Elena's words don't give you any peace. Maybe you should speak with Elena, ask her to clarify what she meant. You're about ready to leave your empty dorm room. Angie's at some friend's house for a dinner, and Danny's at the skate park with the bros. Upon doing so, you find Cassandra right outside your dorm door, and hand raised as if she was about to knock. Hi. You were shocked to see her. Hi. I heard you were stressed with finals, so I came to help. How do you know where I live? Daniela told me. Oh, I swear she tells everyone everything. She's my sister. She actually didn't want to tell me. She's being really stubborn, but I bribed her with a new skateboard. I guess my friendship is worth less than a skateboard. Don't worry about it. She really likes you as a roommate. She says you're cool when you're not busy being a nerd. I know, she's so cute. She's adorable. She's so sweet. I am not a nerd. Sure. So if you're not a nerd, that means you're not studying right now and can come with me. Before you can protest, she grabs you by the wrist and pulls you out of the dorm room. Where are we going at this hour? To a party? There are other things to do than go to parties at this hour. You'll see. Ooh, we're in a romantic forest. You let her lead you along the campus to an area that has a small pond. Spread in front of you is a blanket and a bottle of wine. What's this? A break. I figured you could use one. The area is dark, far away from campus, lights and surrounded by trees, and the nighttime sounds of crickets. You can't even hear the noise of cars passing by. It's secluded and peaceful. She tugs you down to the blankets and opens up the wine before handing you a filled glass. She clinks her glass with yours. I stole this wine from my mother's prized wine collection. If she ever finds out that I did, she'll disown me, so don't say a word. This is so sweet. I don't even talk to your mother. You've seen Cassandra's mother around campus. She leaves a trail of reverent and starstruck students everywhere she goes. Yeah, Lady D has not been anywhere in this route so far. It's kind of surprising. You can see where Cassandra got her charm from. She's Professor Alcina Dimitrescu. She loves women. I mean, that's not wrong. She teaches women in art this semester. If you took her class, you would. I already have. I almost took that class. Be glad you didn't. She's a harsh grader because she knows what she likes. You take a sip of the wine, eyes going wide. She has good taste. Cassandra acts fake affronted. Hey, I'm the one who picked the vintage. I have good taste, too. You offer a conciliatory smile. Yes, you do. I also brought you here to view the stars. Have you ever been stargazing before? No, I never really have time to ponder the stars. I love to do it all the time. When I come out here at night and look at them, it helps me relax. Lie down. She pats the blanket invitingly. The two of you lay down and look up into inky blackness. The stars wink down at you, specks of light, millions of miles away. You let the comfort and calm of the night sink in, relaxing you. You let your worries and stress leach out into the darkness, to be forgotten by the time daybreak arrives. Cassandra lies quietly next to you, hand crossed over her stomach. You refrain from looking at her for as long as you can, but can't help it and turn to find that she's looking at you interested. What? Do I have something on my face? Oh, not her saying yes. Ooh, where are we going with this? Where are we going with this? Yes. You touch your face, trying to find the problem. What is it? Is it a bug? I will scream if it's a bug. She's just like me for real. Cassandra chuckles. No, it's not that. She turns away from you and looks up at the sky, smiling privately to herself. You're really not going to tell me? Nope. You huff. Rude. Cassandra laughs at this, and then mumbles something under her breath that sounds suspiciously like, so adorable, but you don't get a chance to ask her because she's speaking. Would you like to learn about constellations? I spent way too much time learning about them, and now I must burden you with all the knowledge too. I thought I was coming out here to take a break from learning, not to learn more. I promise, I'll make it interesting. She rises up to her feet. I'll do a dramatic rendition of the tales behind these constellations, such as the one behind Ursa Major or the Hunter. Clearing her throat and gesticulating? Man, these words in here. With her hands, she begins her acting. Cassandra's acting is always a joy to watch, so you let yourself become comfortable and quickly grow drawn into her story. She takes on the role of multiple characters, changing her voice and stance to make the roles more believable. You almost forget about the outside world and where you are for a little bit. When she finishes, you clap loudly for her as she takes a bow. See, not boring at all. She is slightly breathless from all the work. Not boring at all. It's always so much fun to hang out with you. Then why have you been avoiding me? This causes you to freeze. Ah, she knows. Did Danny tell her this too? Slightly panicked, you answer. Uh-oh. Not avoiding you, I'm just busy. Did Danny tell you this? Oh. We should be honest, probably. Oh, why? She seems really hurt by this. Someone said something and it made me think I needed space from you because it confused me. Who said this? She sounds unexpectedly very angry. Was it one of my exes? Don't listen to them. They're just very jealous. It's fine now. I miss being with you, relaxing like this. I did too. Thank you for this night. It's been wonderful, really. It's my pleasure. Next time you have to share something with me. Deal? Like what? Cassandra shrugs. I don't know, something you enjoy, and don't share with others too much. What do you say? I enjoy painting. I can devour 30 chili dogs. I like to ice skate, but no one I know likes it. Let's go the ice skating one. I have 2 left feet when it comes to that, and I don't want to hurt myself. I'll come up with something else then. Oh, sure thing. It's a day hangout. She gives an embarrassed smile as if she hadn't meant to fumble those words. You arch your brow, but don't call her out on it. You don't want to make your feelings any more confused over her. See you then. Intermission. You need me to do what? Take my car to the repair shop. We spent last night doing donuts in the parking lot, and, well, the car didn't like that. I would go, but I promised my friend I would do her flip cup team, and we're starting soon. Why can't you just take the car yourself later, or not go to the party and take it now? Please, I'll pay you. I just know you're the more responsible one. Angie. At that moment, her phone rings. She picks it up, not apologetic at all. That's my friend. I gotta go. See you later. Keys are on my desk. She runs out and leaves you to deal with her mess. Angie wants you to go to the mechanic shop? I don't even know anything about cars. There's only one in town, Uncle Heisen's Mechanics. I think you should go. Why? Danielle has a wide, all-knowing grin on her face. Trust me on this. Why do I get the feeling both you and Angie are trying to set up something? Danielle shrugs innocently. I have no idea what you're talking about. Curious now, you decide you might as well see whatever harebrained scheme they're up to. Fine, I'm going, but I don't like this scheming. Who's scheming? No one's scheming. Seriously, spending all the time with Cassandra has given you a flair for the dramatics. Ah, so this has to do with something. So this has something to do with Cassandra. Psh, no, seriously, you need to go out and touch some grass. Come back to reality. Grumbling, you give up and snatch the keys. There's no use arguing with Daniela. She will not give you an inch. You go outside and inspect Angie's car in the parking lot. It looks fine, except for the fact that it's missing the front bumper and the rear view mirrors. Donuts my ass! What the heck was Angie doing last night? You get inside the car with some trepidation, moving aside empty vodka bottles from the driver's seat. You turn the key and the car starts with a groan. It gives a wheeze and you slowly pull out of the parking lot. Use your phone to search up Heisen's shop and drive out, praying you'll get to the shop in one piece. Drive is not far, only 20 minutes away from campus. You pull up to this garage. Oh, there's another palm! It looks very steampunk, with a rusted front sign and a graveyard of car parts littering the front. There's a car held up with the lifts, with the entire underside emptied out. Gutted like some sort of beast. You park the car in an empty spot in the 3-spot parking lot and step out. You enter a shop and are blasted with the smell of motor oil and grease. You wrinkle up your nose in distaste. You feel like you'll need a shower as soon as you get home, and you haven't even touched anything. There's an older gentleman standing behind the counter. He's got a gray beard, gray hair falling into his eyes, and black shades on. His white shirt is covered in grease stains. You take a look at all the car parts and oil, cleaners and covers on offers behind him, and feel overwhelmed and out of place. How can I help you? You lost? Took a wrong turn somewhere? Should you be smoking here? Yeah, this is Walter White, actually. I mean, Walter did own a car wash. Let me take a fat strip real quick. Yeah, this is Walter. Hey, Walter. Oh, no, I'm supposed to be here. Angie needs her car fixed. I don't know if she told you. Ah, Angie, yes, she called me ahead of time. I'll take it in. Don't worry about it. He leaves to go get her car, and you stay inside, tapping your hands on the counter as you wait. Whoa, oh, hey! Hey, oh. Cassandra. How about that? Look at... Woo! Alright. Uncle Heisen, I need a monkey wrench. You turn around wide-eyed when you see... Hello? You turn around wide-eyed when you... Oh, there's a typo here. Whoops. When you see no one else but Cassandra enter the shop from behind, a pair of door flaps, you almost don't recognize her for a moment. She's wearing overalls stained black in some places, with her hair done up in a bun with a hat on her head that reads Uncle Heisen's Mechanics. What are you doing here? Cassandra is just as shocked, but her expression morphs into a grin. Look, she does look like Brig, and that's the best part. Girls that look like Brig are hot. Ooh. My throat, please. Well, hello to you, too. I help out my uncle on the weekends sometimes. Your uncle? Cassandra looks amused. Heisenberg is my uncle, yes. See, I can't take the name Heisenberg seriously because of fucking Breaking Bad. So when you say Heisenberg is my uncle, like, Walter, Your niece is gonna help you at the shop today, Walter. You fix cars? Cassandra chuckles. A bit slow today, huh? Just surprised. I never expected you to work on cars. Too dirty for an actress of prestige like me? She places a hand on her chest and affects an arrogant pose playfully. I didn't know you like cars. You feel dumb saying this, but you're so shocked and understanding of why Angie and Danny wanted you here. Dawns on you, those meddlers. Don't trust that I can fix a car. Come on, I'll show you. She gestures in a cone. Oh, come! Jesus, I can't say come. Don't clip that. She gestures in a come hither motion and you follow. The two of you move past the door flaps in the back into the repair shop of the shop. Repair part of the shop. There are two cars here. Toolbox is lying next to a gray Honda Civic. Oh, that must be an Uber repair. Everyone that drives for Uber is either a Honda or a Toyota. I'm working on this one. I fixed up the wiring inside and replaced the air filtration system so the AC unit will work. You furrow your brow. You don't do the car lingo. No, yeah, I don't understand anything about cars. I'm a masked lesbian, but I don't know shit about cars and fixing stuff. Uh-huh. I can see that bores you. She gives a laugh. Where are my Honda drivers at? Why are you here? She goes back up to the car where the hood is propped open and you watch as she cleans up some of the dirt from the inside, along with a few leaves that have somehow gotten under the hood. You can't help but think how surprisingly good she looks in overalls, and with the sleeves of an old, ragged white shirt rolled up, you can see her biceps are defined. Must be from lugging that toolbox around all weekend. You shake your head, trying to refocus yourself. Cassandra has just said something. You have to answer her. What is it? Wait, she asked. Oh, right. Angie kind of banged up her car. I brought it in for her. That's nice of you. The scene is a squirt alert for real. Yeah, definitely. That's nice of you. I don't know a thing about cars, so I don't know how much help I'll be. Good thing I'm here. She closes the hood of the car. I'll make sure Uncle Heisen doesn't rip you off. He would do that? I'm kidding, mostly. But I'd be glad to work on Angie's car for her. Again. Again? This isn't the first time she's wrecked her car. She's done it thrice already. I keep telling her to take better care of it, but she just winks at me and tells me it's all the more reason to see me each weekend. That sparks jealousy inside of you. You grit your teeth down on the unpleasant feeling. You don't want to feel jealous of Angie. She's like that with everyone. You exhale softly and try to ignore your unwelcome reaction to that information. I see. When Heisen brings cars in, I'll have a look. You're free to stay and watch me work. You can learn about about cars that way. Stay? Yes. This is going to be fun. Are you going to put on a show like with the stars? You'd like that, I bet. But no, car work is delicate. You'll have to entertain yourself, I'm afraid. I'm sure I can find something. You don't tell Cassandra that you will most likely be looking at her as she works, admiring her prowess with fixing cars and such. Will this take long? Depends on the damage. I'll speak with my uncle. Make yourself comfortable in the meantime. She leaves and you sit down on a nearby stool, waiting patiently for her to return. Oh, I need some more water. Depending on how today goes, you'll either be thanking or cursing Danielle and Angie. Part 2. With Angie's car situated in the repair shop, you sit and watch Cassandra work. She's very focused with her job and very precise. You can't help but admire the way she is so into it. Pre-law, acting, and mechanic work. What couldn't Cassandra do? Well, sleeping without nightmares, but that's a whole other thing. Feel free to ask me any questions while I work. I'll say what made you want to do this work. I like avoiding sleeping and needed something to do on the weekends. My uncle needed an extra hand at the shop to keep things organized and running. Plus, I get to support my family this way. They're very important to me. Even if my mother likes to pretend Heisenberg doesn't exist. Yeah, she's an absolute Chad, dude. She can just do everything and anything. Why does she pretend he doesn't exist? It's an old family feud that I fear will take days to explain, but for the sake of brevity, it's because he's a stinky man. Honestly, relatable. Me with men? All right. That reason sounds trivial to you, but you won't dig any deeper into it if Cassandra doesn't feel like explaining it all to you. What do you want to ask her next? Discover your love of acting. My mother says I came out of the womb a drama queen, whatever that means, she chuckles. I've always been interested in movies and shows as a kid, because people could be someone else in them, could exist in other worlds. I went to my first play when I was 6. That changed my life. I was so astounded by how people in real life could remember all those lines, do all those complicated scene changes. I was especially astounded by the special effects, such as changing a dress into a pair of pants by simply turning around. I wanted to be able to do that. My mother owned several theaters, this one on campus, several in New York City, and a local one in town. It was fate, and it was fate that I want to play in them, and one day run them for her. Did she help you get roles into her theater productions? Quite the opposite. People on campus think it's nepotism or favoritism, and I have the lead role in everything, but I'm simply that good. My mother told me she would not be giving me a spot in her shows just because I was her daughter. In fact, because I was her daughter, I had to work even harder to prove to her I could be in the show. I played in a few local theaters, did a running tour of the US, and then did some small off-Broadway in NYC before I came here and was ready to take the lead. I fought for my spot tooth and nail, which is why it's so important that my show succeed. Otherwise, Mother will remove me from my position and give it to someone else. Hey, let her humble brag. Oh, yeah, let's ask her if she likes me. That's definitely what we should be asking. Yeah. Okay. What now with the car? Cassandra chuckles. If car talks bore you, why don't we talk about... We don't have to talk about it. I just wanted to spend some time with you. Actually, I just remembered I have to run home to get something that I think would greatly help with the play. Do you mind coming with me? That way I can give you a lift back to campus. Sure, I don't mind. Awesome, let me finish up and then I can change and we'll get going. You don't want her to change. You find her very appealing in this outfit, but now isn't the time or place to say this. You watch her work on the car a bit more. She's a fast worker, but her supply of coffee is starting to dwindle. You figure you can do something nice for her. I'll go get you some coffee. Is there a place nearby? You don't have to. She cuts herself off when she sees her dwindling supply. Actually, that would be greatly appreciated. Uncle has a place in the back with a coffee machine. You can just make me something from there. You head over to the room, but you have no idea where it would even be. Heisenberg is at the front desk again, fiddling with some metal parts and frowning to himself. When he sees you approach, he puts it all away and offers you a knowing grin. So, you and Cassie, huh? This time you're prepared for the insinuations about your relationship. Just friends, I'm helping her out with the play. He grins, but mercifully does not press further. Do you need something? Cassandra needs some coffee. Do you have a coffee maker? He points you in the right direction, and you let yourself into a small room. It looks like it could use a good scrub everywhere. And is that a roach skittering by? You shudder and try not to think about it. Cassandra needs her coffee, and you'll be the gallant knight to deliver it. The room has a sink, a table, and several counters. One has the coffee maker on top of it. You fiddle around with it and figure out how to use this ancient machine. As it roars to life, sounding like a lawnmower, you check your phone for any updates. Angie has texted you. Judging by several misspelled words, she is well on her way to winning that drinking game. How's it going, loser? Go home, you're drunk. Tell me the deets. Fine. We're just hanging out and talking while she fixes cars. Boring! Put moves on! Okay. I'm gonna call people losers from now on. The coffee finishes brewing and looks like sludge in a cup. Grimacing, you take it back to Cassandra with an apology on your lips. Sorry, this is the only coffee here. Cassandra takes it from you and takes a hearty sip of the scalding sludge-like drink. Don't worry about it. Uncle's coffee actually tastes really good. He won't tell me what the secret is to his coffee looking bad but tasting good is, but maybe one day I'll weasel it out of him. You truly doubt it can taste good when it smells like car parts, but whatever Cassandra says. Her uncle had called her Cassie. Could you also call her that? You suddenly feel shy at the thought of using it. Maybe best to hold off then. It's such a cute shortening of her name. However, Cassandra finishes all her work in the next 2 hours. True to her word, she goes into the back, changes into her regular clothes, and cleans up a bit at the sink before reappearing. Uncle will drop off Angie's car for her. We're going to go to my house and pick up what I need. What are you getting? References for the play. My mother has a lot of stuff saved from the theater she runs, or given to her as gifts by famous people. It's just lying around most of the time. I'm sure she won't be bothered by a few items seeing better use. You pile into her car. It's a Tesla. Oh, of course it's a Tesla. Pretty expensive for a college student to have. Just how much money does her family have? That is a question that is quickly answered when you take the half-hour drive to her house and find out it's not a house, but a mansion. Your jaw drops open as you take the sight in. She has the gate open by itself to let the car in. She then drives the car up a paved road around a giant fountain in the middle that has a naked sculpture of a woman spouting water from her eyes in depiction of grief. The mansion is 3 stories tall and several yards wide, made of gray brick and with arched roofs. It has a very dark academia vibe to it, and you love it. Yeah, Tesla moment. You step out of the car and are greeted by a butler who offers to make some tea and biscuits for you two. You can't answer him in too much shock. You turn to Cassandra. Why even bother going to school if you're so rich? I like working hard. Where's the fun in having everything handed to you on a silver platter? Besides, Mother would never let us loaf around. True, we didn't have to earn our house or cars, but I have to earn my grades and my spots in shows. I will also pay off my own college debt. She sounds strict. Cassandra shrugs. She came from a rough childhood. She wants to make sure we appreciate what we have and we don't take it for granted. Do you want a tour of the mansion? Exclusive and special one-time offer? Sure. She holds out her arm to you and you take it. Clearing her throat, she tells the butler yes to tea and biscuits and you'll be spending some time here. Then she throws on a fake fancy accent as she takes you around to the mansion. Part 3. Which part of the mansion do you want to check out first? Let's start with the first floor, I guess. First floor it is. The inside of the mansion reminds you of an old university due to the high ceilings and arched columns. The scent of old paper and lit candles fill the air. To the accent? Oh my god, no. Oh my god, it's dark already. It's 4:54. Why does it look like it's 9 p.m. outside? It's cold inside and a shiver rolls down your back. Despite how cramped all the rooms are with heavy furniture and decorations, you can't help but feel this place is so empty. You cannot imagine a young Cassandra living here, surrounded by all this splendor and chasing her siblings down the hall. It seems too stuffy for young children to grow up here. She takes you to more interesting rooms, showing off the study, the grand dance hall, which has not seen dances for quite some time, the kitchens, the dining room, and the piano room. Cassandra plops down here and cracks her knuckles, smiling at you. Oh, it's like, huh? I didn't know you could play piano. Part of my many talents, she winks. What kind of theater actress would I be if I couldn't play piano or sing a little? How'd you learn? Mother, she taught all of us. Daniela didn't really care for the fine arts. Bella was more interested in arguing with my mother, and I was the only one with an interest. A favored middle child, certainly a rarity. Cassandra gives a wide smile. Who wouldn't love me? Just look at me. She gestures to her body. You look for far too long. When you have pulled yourself together, you notice that she has noticed your stare. Her cheeks are red, but you can only tell why. See, Benter, I am part of the youngest child gang. Instead of saying anything about it, she turns her head back to the piano, plucking a few notes. Imagine if she just went into like a full ballad right here. Oldest child gang went, wow, we got the full spectrum in chat. Would you like to see the second floor? Sure, let's get the whole tour going on here. Second floor it is. She takes you up to the second floor. The floors are covered in plush carpet and the wall is in a rich dark purple that reminds you of a bruise. It's darker up here, but Cassandra navigates her way with ease. Expensive looking portraits hang from the walls and she narrates the meaning behind each one. Oh my god, Ben. She takes you to the study, the library, and then to her bedroom. She pushes the door open, you walk into her big room. It's the size of her entire apartment on campus. This room looks less lived in, despite the fact that she has lived here for most of her life. The bed is made neatly and there are posters on the wall, but it all feels so empty. She notices your look and lack of words. I actually haven't been here in years. You don't sleep in your own room? This wasn't our childhood home. We never had one. Mother traveled around a lot when we were younger. Sometimes she would take us with her. Bella hated it, so when she turned 14, she got a job and moved out to live with Donna. Donna's a close family friend. Has been friends with her mother for years. Daniela followed in Bella's footsteps, Bella's shoes, and left when she turned 14 to work and stay with Donna too. But I love traveling. Seeing all the sights with my mother and getting to live in her world was amazing to me. It also made me tired enough to be able to sleep. This mansion is the one my mother bought when she decided to take a hiatus from her work. Work? You thought her mother was working as a professor. How could a professor even afford all this? Something isn't adding up. Isn't your mother a professor on campus? For now. What does that even mean? Cassandra leaves you with the butler in a small side room where she serves you freshly brewed tea and warm biscuits. You eat and drink your fill, enjoying the taste of them. She's taking a long time and you're all alone. What do? We'll save here. Wait for her, go exploring. Let's try waiting for her. You wait for her, growing very bored in the meantime. You wish you had taken the chance to explore the mansion. I got the stuff, let's go. You two head back to the car when she's filled the trunk with the supplies. By the time you arrive at campus, dusk has fallen. She drops you off and bids you goodbye before driving off. Birds you goodbye. You head back to your dorm where you find Angie sleeping off her weekend fun and Daniela doing some work on her bed, headphones on. When she sees you come in, she pulls them off and flashes you a smile. How'd it go? It went well. We visited your mansion. Nice. Remind me to throw a rager there one day. You roll your eyes affectionately at her. Oh boy. You stand in front of the theater, feeling your palms sweat uncontrollable. His palms are sweaty. Mom's spaghetti. This is it. A very important day for you. I'm so nervous. Today is the first day of official rehearsal and it feels so overwhelming. I just hope I can do my best to help this play come together nicely. There's a lot of pressure riding on this play working. You don't want to let Cassandra down. You know how important it is to her that her shows are spectacular and perfect. You can't be anything less than exemplary in order to make the performance a success. Taking in a deep breath, you enter the theater and make your way to the stage. You see people bustling about, running in and out of the backstage. Cassandra stands up with her hands on her hips, surveying the scenes. She seems excited. Hey. She turns to look at you, a scowl forming on her face. There you are, you're late. I'm late, but I'm 5 minutes early. Cassandra frowns. That's super late. You need to get here 30 minutes before so we can talk shop and do some warm-ups. Everyone's already warmed up. Go to the back and do some, and then join me out on stage in 3. We're starting soon. Right. Cassandra sounds super strict. You hope she won't be like this the entire time. You've heard the rumors that Cassandra gets super crazy during rehearsal times. It was the reason, after all, the other actors quit. You hurry out to the back, and once you find a quiet corner, you begin to do vocal warm-ups and body stretches. You only get a few in because you can hear Cassandra's voice calling everyone to the stage. You join the semicircle that has formed around her. Hands on hips, she speaks up loudly and crisply. You're all here because you've chosen to play a role in my show. That comes with a lot of stake. My shows are works of art with high production and production value and acting quality. I do not accept subpar work. You will hate me by the end of our rehearsals because I will drive you to your breaking point and build you back up. I accept nothing but excellence. If you cannot handle that, this is your chance to go. She glares at the group who are squirming and speaking in hushed tones with each other. The way Cassandra spoke, is she really going to be that awful? Anything for you, Cassandra. You can count on us. You roll your eyes at them. Ugh, must they be so obnoxious? Thank you. Now let's get to work. She claps her hand and rehearsals begin. It's hard work, to be sure, especially since you have such a titular role. By the end of the 5 hours, you feel like you've climbed a mountain despite only reading lines and practicing positions. Perhaps it's because of how demanding Cassandra is, you almost don't recognize her. It's like she's a bridezilla, except the theater version of it. And this is how every rehearsal is going to be. You almost want to quit. You expected theater to be fun. While you knew there was a lot of work involved in staging any show, this level of intensity is something you've never faced before during any of your previous rehearsals for your high school productions. You're either going to have to get used to this quickly or find another major if it's too much. When rehearsal is over, you go backstage to pick up your shoulder bag. Your hand stops midway when you see someone has scribbled all over it with a Sharpie marker. It reads, "Loser, stay away from Cassandra." I love how loser is still with a Z. You frown. You know who could have done such a thing. They're not even keeping it a secret. The three of them standing a few feet behind you, giggling to themselves. You sigh. This won't come out. You'll have to paint over the bag or get a new one. You spelled loser wrong. You say this loudly, but without looking back at them. You know this will only be the beginning of their petty actions. You shove the shoulder bag under your armpit to hide the statement and hurry out. Hey, wait up! You stop and turn and see what Cassandra wants now. You're not in the mood for any of her comments. You respond sharply. What? Cassandra seems to be taken back by your tone. I just wanted to ask if you wanted to get coffee after this. No, I have to get back to the dorms. Cassandra frowns. Is this about me being a mega bitch today? Because I gave everyone a fair warning. That doesn't make me feel better. Do you want an apology? Because you won't get one. Are the two of you really going to have your first argument? Your raised voices draw the attention of none other than the three stands. They stand by Cassandra's side, backing her up. Are they giving you trouble? Of course they would. They don't understand the genius they're working with. If they're going to act like this, maybe they shouldn't be in the play. You hold your tongue. There are so many things you want to say, but you don't. I'm tired. I'm going to bed. Cassandra frowns, worried for you now as she notices the fight going out of you. Are you alright? Should I walk you home? No thanks. You need some space to think things over, to relax from the stressful evening. Hi, Monk. You heard them. Leave their mopey ass alone. You begin to head out, not looking back. Cassandra doesn't respect your wishes and follows after you. Leave me alone. No, I don't know what's wrong, but I can tell you're upset. If it's at me, I already told you I'm not going to apologize. Director Cassandra is a bitch because the job needs to be done, and I only want you to do the best you can. When you don't respond, she sighs wearily. At least let me get you something to eat. You can tell she's not going to give up easily, and you're a bit peckish. Fine. This brings her spirits up, and she takes you to the cafe. Is this the only restaurant in town? Elena is there as always. She eyes both of you and Cassandra. She frowns. Great. She knows something is wrong between the two of you, too. You really aren't in the mood for her questions. Thankfully, she doesn't ask you this time. Cassandra, Dimitrescu, what did you do? Possibly nothing? They're never mad at you. This is the first time I've seen them upset, so what did you do? It's just been a hard afternoon. You cut in, so there's no arguing. You're not in the mood. You just want to get your food and go home. Ah, so rehearsals. She shakes her head. Cassandra, you need to stop sucking the soul out of people with your rehearsals. Cassandra crosses her arms over her chest. What? You want my plays to be shit? I refuse. They continue to bicker, and you take this opportunity to take the fresh food and book it out of there. Thankfully, the dorm is empty, and you eat your food and then try to scrub the marks out of your bag. Predictably, they don't come off. You have to get a new bag. The following day's rehearsal isn't any better. You find your bag in the trash at the end of the day, and the cast member is giving you odd looks. You saw one of them sneers at you, and you can't help but wonder why. Have you done something to offend them? You try to keep all the incidents out of mind. You don't need extra stuff to worry about when you've already got so much on your plate. Rehearsals continue in this pattern for a while, with you getting stressed out by Cassandra's demands, and with you having to hunt down your personal belongings, often finding the items dirtied or misplaced. Man! I'm about to start smacking some bitches that they keep doing this shit. One time the stands replaced the water in your bottle with vodka and laugh loudly at your shocked expression as you spit the liquid out. The cast members keep glaring at you as if you've personally offended them. The looks get to you one day and you finally snap at them. What? What is so interesting about me? The two girls are gossiping, look at each other than you. You're a freak. What? They told us how you're only doing this to get close to Cassandra. They said you stalk her and take pictures of her. You even stole her underwear once. Your face turns purple with rage. You never did such things. And you have a good idea as to who is spreading these rumors. I never did any of that. Someone has to be telling you lies. Right. They clearly don't believe you. That doesn't matter because you know the rumors aren't true, and Cassandra also knows they're not true. In fact, you're going to go and talk to her right now and nip this entire situation in the bud before it can get any worse. You go to find her backstage and see that she's with none other than the 3 stands. You hide behind a column. You peer out and try to see what they're talking about. You need to dump them. Kick them out of the play right now. Their voices are shrill. Cassandra sounds tired. Girls. They're a total creepo. Look. At this, she holds up your shoulder bag and unzips one pocket. What the hell is she doing with your bag? You're about to exit your hiding spot when you freeze at the sight of what she pulls out of your bag. It's a pair of underwear, red and skimpy. Where did this come from? Coral's taken over your life. What have you done in Coral Monk? Tell me all of your journey. That's not what you wear at all. Cassandra seems to know what it is because her face turns pale right away. When did? They're a creep, taking your underwear. That was Cassandra's underwear? You had never taken such a thing before. Never in your wildest dreams would you think of doing such a thing to someone. And the worst part is that it seems like Cassandra believes them. She holds out her hand and takes the underwear back. I'll speak with them. I have no idea why they would do such a thing. We told you, they're a creep. You feel sick to your stomach. Okay. I feel like this might be a major choice. Day 18. Throw up. Confront them. You step out of the shadows of the columns to confront them, only for one of the stands to notice you. Hey, the pervert was eavesdropping. Get them. They chase after you, but thankfully they aren't very fast. You manage to lose them along the way and throw yourself into the dorm room. Throw up option is funny. You seclude yourself in your room, feeling miserable. What can you do about this situation? You can't take this lying down. You need to stand up for yourself. Your phone rings and you see it's Cassandra calling you. Your heart drops to your feet. Pick up. You pick up the phone with a shaking breath and utter out, "Leave me alone!" Then you hang up. Cassandra immediately calls back and you turn off your phone. You don't want to deal with her right now. You only managed to successfully avoid Cassandra for 2 days. This means ditching rehearsals, keeping your phone off, and running to your room in between classes. Danny is concerned, namely because her phone buzzes nonstop with messages from her sister. You should really answer her. No. What even happened? Did she break your heart? She has a habit of doing that. It's not that. You're fearful as you look at Danny. Will she be disgusted with you? She didn't tell you? Tell me what? Why I'm avoiding her. No, she only said she was worried for you. Why are you avoiding her? Yeah, we'll tell her the truth. It's just, there are some girls who are being cruel to me because they don't want me to next to Cassandra. They don't want me to have the role of Romeo. So they're framing me for something I didn't do that hurt Cassandra. Danny's eyes go wide at this. Her normal cheery demeanor is gone. What have they been doing to you, and what were they doing to Cassandra? Do I need to talk with them? You don't want Danny hurting herself or hurting someone else over this. You're an adult. This is your problem to fix. I appreciate you wanting to help, but please let me deal with this. Cassandra's fine. She might just think the worst of me. Danny does not look convinced. If you want to, but seriously, I can help any time, and Cassandra could never hate you. She likes you too much. Danny cuts herself off here as if she says too much. You arch your brow, intrigued. I should get going, but talk to her, okay? It might not be that bad. She opens the dorm room and reveals that Cassandra's on the other side, her hand raised as she was about to knock on the door. Danny nearly bumps into her. Oops, I guess I better leave. As she runs out, allowing Cassandra to enter the dorm room, Cassandra closes the door behind her. Why do you feel like you're about to get interrogated? She crosses her arms over her chest and glares at you. There's no more hiding in your own room. Why have you been hiding from me? You know why. Do I? You decide you might as well peel off the band-aid right here and now and get this all out. I overheard what they said to you. I saw you believe them. Maybe if you answered your phone, you would have known that that wasn't true. I am an actress. Or did you forget? I had to play along with them to see what it was they wanted. And I'm sorry. Sorry I didn't notice how they were treating you earlier. I was so wrapped up in getting the show right that I neglected to notice if the people I cast were acting right. She's apologizing to you? You almost can't believe it. She's not mad at all. You know, in typical relationships, you don't talk about your feelings and communicate. I played along with them, and they confided in me how they were throwing at your stuff and spreading rumors among the cast about you so as to protect me. They denied, of course, that they had planted the underwear there in your bag, but the apartments have security surveillance. You've never stolen from me before. And that day, the three of them showed up around the building. It was also the day before the underwear incident, so... Wow, dumbasses didn't know about security! At this, she looks expectantly at you. Huh, I thought I was going to have to argue with you and prove my innocence. I trust you. She gives you a soft smile. You had been worried and feeling awful over nothing. You should have just spoken with her in the first place. Communication is healthy! What does that mean for us now? It means I'm out 3 cast members and I have to find some more on extremely short notice. You kicked them out? Of course. I don't accept horrible behavior like that. The only one allowed to be mean to my cast is the director, which is also me, but you know. She's teasing, but you feel relieved to hear you won't have to go back to the show and worry over being harassed. Still, I feel bad. Why? You did nothing wrong. I know, but because of me, we're short 3 people, and we only have 4 weeks to get this all together. When will we find new actors? Don't worry about that. I'm the director. It's up to me to deal with all this. Still. Don't worry your pretty little head. Here she approaches you, cupping your cheek in her hands. You're the star of my show, not them. I would hate to lose you. Please don't worry. You gaze into her eyes. She gazes into yours. Gay! You don't know for how long you stare at each other, except that you're all too aware of how close her face is to yours. You can smell the perfume under the perpetual scent of coffee and vanilla surrounding her. Her hands are warm and soft on your cheeks. Her eyes flicker down to your lips and seem to darken. Cassandra jerks back at this, cheeks flushing red. Sorry, I kinda, gotta go, see you later. And just like that, she runs off. You tilt your head to the side. A flustered Cassandra? How adorable. You never even thought she could get flustered like that. She always seems so suave when around others. Why is she so suddenly awkward around you? With everything forgiven between the two of you, you once again return to rehearsals. Indeed, the 3 stands are gone, the ball of discomfort previously sitting in your stomach leaves. Finally, you can focus on your acting. You can still feel the unwelcome stares of your other castmates on you, but you try not to worry about them. Without the stands poisoning their minds, things should be easier to deal with. Cassandra claps her hands to start practice once everyone has completed warm-ups. Crunch time is upon us. I know we're missing 3 cast members, and that is for good reason. Here she points at you. They were harassing our Romeo, spreading nasty rumors and destroying their property. If I ever catch sight of behavior like this again, you will all be facing reprimand from the president of this college herself. Gasps come from the cast. I'm serious. Now, I want us all to work hard. We have a show we need to get on the road. I expect us to work even harder while I find replacements for the 3 roles. You're overjoyed that Cassandra stood up for you. Now you feel as excited as her about the play. It takes no time for Cassandra to find new members. In fact, they're even better actors than the previous 3. They bring a good energy to the team, and you find that everyone is starting to work together and get along. People even talk to you now that the stands aren't poisoning their minds. You feel lighter and free, but while you do, it seems Cassandra is spiraling down into stress. You find her sitting in her mirror, hands in her hair, looking down. The door is ajar. You knock on it lightly. She doesn't look up. You knock it louder. She looks up at you. Hey, what's up? She doesn't bother to hide her worries. What could she be worrying about? Is it those 3 stands? Are you alright? She shakes her head no and holds up a paper she's been staring at. You take it from her. It's a flyer of sorts, advertising a play. Not Romeo and Juliet, but another one, Annie. You look at her, not sure what she's trying to say. She sighs, exasperated. Remember those people who left my production at the beginning of the year? They formed their own play, and their opening night is the same as our play. You shrug. So what's wrong? Cassandra scoffs. Clearly what's wrong is that they're luring people away from my show. They're doing this on purpose. We don't know that for sure. I know for a fact they're doing this on purpose. I put my date out first, and as soon as I did, they did too. It sounds like con idol drama. Let's be honest with ourselves. Oh my god, they are doing a show at the same time as us? How about we just do better? She crosses her arms over her chest. She's getting all worked up and making this more dramatic than it needs to be. Change the day, then. I can't just do that. She shakes her head. I always open my show on this date in the fall semester. It's a good luck superstition. If I change it, the show will go horribly. Can you maybe ask them to change the date? If I ask them to do such a thing, they will relish in knowing that they have caused me distress. To be honest, I'm not sure how to fix this, but I have full confidence your show will still garner many people to see us. There's over 1,000 students here. Cassandra sniffs. If I even see so much as one empty seat in my theater, I'm going to throw myself off the cliff. You cringe at this! Please don't. Cassandra pauses for a moment. My theater! My theater! That's it, I have a solution! She runs up the stairs. You follow after her. Why do you feel like this won't be a good idea? Cassandra is fast when she's determined, and you arrive out of breath a few seconds behind her. You find she has gone to the management office and is debating loudly with the stage manager there. You want them removed, but they booked the space. Cassandra flips her hair over her shoulders. I am well aware of how the booking goes. However, I no longer wish for them to have access to one of the stage rooms in the theater, or any stage room, in fact. We can't just kick them out without good reason. Don't you know who I am? My mother owns this theater, and such I have partial control of what productions are allowed here. If a production is offensive or not up to Dimitrescu's standard, then we have the right to remove it. Even so, Cassandra slaps the poster onto the table. This play and cast were never authorized through me nor my mother. I understand your department did agree to house them in the theater because they registered as their own acting troupe. And according to the theater's regulations, that is feasible as long as there are more than 10 members. However, the head of the theater has the right to disband such a group on any grounds provided there is sufficient reason, and that reason being they were originally in my group. This is so fucking petty, bro. Members cannot belong to more than one troupe. I surmise that at least one member has forgotten to formally remove themselves from my troupe, therefore invalidating the troupe member and causing there to be less than 10 members. Your head is reeling from all this. Cassandra is talking rapid fire and confidently. Is this how she looks and speaks when she's in her pre-law classes? They're coming in useful now. Bro, this is so fucking petty. We're not gonna stop her and be like, hey, maybe this is a little too much. I can check. He trails off and begins to pull up some files on his clunky desktop computer. What do you think? Okay, yeah, Cassandra, maybe let's not do this. You feeling? It's like, come on, girl. We're gonna go uncomfortable first. Cassandra, I don't know if this is okay. What do you mean? It feels kind of underhanded. Cassandra's expression closes. You can't read her right away. It doesn't feel good. What needs to be done is to protect the play. Needs to be done. I put my very heart and soul into these shows. I won't have others undermine it just because they want to be petty. So excuse me if you don't agree with my actions, but everything I am doing is perfectly legal in accordance with the theater regulations we have on campus. She turns her back to you. You feel a weird mix of emotions. You still don't think she should be doing this, but you don't want her getting more mad at you. I found something. It seems you're right, Miss Dimitrescu. 2 troupe members have not resigned from your group. I can notify them to withdraw. No, they had all this time to get their affairs in order, and they did not. Now, withdraw the cast from the room. The only show playing that night will be mine. If you say so. Cassandra leaves the office with pep in her step. I'm so glad that worked out. They tried to screw me over in the past. I won't let that happen. The play must go on, no matter what. Speaking of the play, Giselle has our costumes ready. She texted a few minutes ago. We have to go see them now. She yanks on your hand to pull you faster with her. You head down to Giselle's domain, finding the tiny girl wading through knee-deep piles of fabric all over the floor. It's like being in an ocean, but less wet and fun. Giselle, we're here for our outfits. You don't have to yell. I could hear you salivating over my outfits from upstairs. I do not. Giselle turns around, a wide smile on her face. You will when you see them. Giselle goes to the back room, Cassandra nearly vibrating with anticipation next to you. You're tempted to hold her hand, but don't, in case the energy infects you and you can't stand still either. Giselle pushes out 2 mannequins with outfits on them, or what you guess would be the outfits. They are covered over in sheets. I don't want to spoil the surprise. Now go to the dressing rooms and put these on. She shoves Romeo's outfit at you and Juliet's at Cassandra. You go into the dressing room and pull off the sheet. Your jaw drops. His outfit is of high quality with tight black trousers, a motif of red and black on the top shirt, with intricate designs that adorn the belt and gloves. You can't wait to try it on. It fits you perfectly. You step outside and wait for Cassandra to finish changing. When she finishes, your jaw drops open a second time. Oh, look at her. She looks stunning in the outfit. It's cream-colored with small inlaid gems that sparkle as she moves. Wow. That is all you can say at the sight of her. She smiles. You should have seen her as a mechanic, Monk. Ooh. Do I look like your Juliet, Romeo? Your throat is dry. Once you will be in full hair and makeup, she'll be even more dazzling. How will you remember your lines on stage when she looks so stunning? You try to speak up, but you can't as Cassandra comes up to you. Cassandra purrs. Because you surely look like my Romeo. Oh, shit. Your cheese, my cheeses are blazing red at this. Your cheeks blaze red at this. Giselle makes a retching noise behind you. Gross, Cassandra. Keep it in your pants and out of my room. Cassandra responds flatly. I'm wearing a dress. The sentiment remains. Cassandra huffs affronted. I wasn't even flirting. Giselle looks unconvinced. Sure you weren't. Cassandra's cheeks flush as she averts her eyes from you. Is she suddenly ashamed of flirting publicly? You can still remember how shamelessly she had flirted before. What changed? She clears her throat. Anyways, you've outdone yourself once more with these outfits. Giselle sticks her nose up high in the air. Of course I have. Now almost all the pieces of the play are in place. There's a knock on the door of the shared bathroom. You let it grow, and this is the 5th knock in 3 minutes. You growl back, irritated. Danny, I'm fine. You don't seem fine. Everything okay in there? You've been in the bathroom a long time. I'm just dealing with some pre-show jitters. Not the Sigma male grind set. I'm sure you'll do fine. You gasp, horrified. I need to do more than fine. I need to be perfect. Geez, spending all that time with Cassie sure has made you hella strict on yourself. Take a chill pill. I can't. It's opening night. The night that makes or breaks the show. Again, chill out. A play's supposed to be fun. You should leave the bathroom now. This play means so much to her. Every play does. Don't let her get to you. You've done theater before. Try to have fun with it now like you did before. Now leave the bathroom. You let out a deep sigh. You just want to do a good job to impress Cassandra. Making her happy means a lot to you. You look at your reflection in the mirror. You look stressed with bags under your eyes. You haven't been sleeping well for the past 3 nights. You're extremely nervous and your stomach can't even process food. Wow, this sounds just like going to cons. So you're tired, hungry, and cranky on opening night. Not a good mix. Imagine eating breakfast at conventions. You splash some water on your face to cool yourself down. You've got this. You can do it. Just, if you screw up, Cassandra might not talk to you again. Welcome, welcome. You step out of the bathroom, finding Danny still on the other side. I'm fine. You can go now. I actually have to use the bathroom. I chugged 3 energy drinks and they're all going straight through me. 3 energy drinks, girl! How much caffeine in those? I can drink like 1 a day, maybe, before I start to be concerned about my health. She rushes past you and slams the door shut as she's inside. You glower at the door. The whole time Danny was being supportive, it was only because she needed to use the restroom. You shake your head and decide to head out to the show. You arrive at the theater 3 hours before the show is set to begin. Cassandra wanted you all here earlier so that you could prepare for the show. When you get there, everyone looks very serious. The pressure is on. You can feel it building. Cassandra stands in front of everyone, hands on her hips. I won't accept any screw-ups today, is that clear? Yes. We're going to do our best. Yes. Sir, yes, sir. Good, that's what I like to hear. Keep practicing. We have to put every last second to good use. The cast disperses to different parts of the stage and begins practicing together in order to perfect their acting. Cassandra approaches you. You're with me. Dressing room. Now. You gulp. Did you do something wrong? You follow after her to her private dressing room. She closes the door and leans against it, breathing out heavily. You alright? I just need a moment with you to calm down. Is the stress getting to you? The weight of the expectation is. Mother said that depending on my performance during the show, she would be giving me the lead role in her most popular show in NYC. I've coveted that role since forever. Oh wow, that puts a lot of pressure on you. What can I do to help? Cassandra gives a dry laugh. Don't fuck up, and maybe a hug might help? Give her a hug, hold her hand and say, get offended! Why would I get offended? Give the hug. You pull her into a tight embrace. I wonder what's gonna happen. Yeah. You pull her into a tight embrace, allowing her to fall against you. She instantly melts into the hug, hands wrapping around you. You stand together like this for a while, and despite how your heart is racing, the hug manages to calm you down. It seems to calm her down too. She pulls away from you with a soft expression. Thank you, I needed that. We should practice our lines. We've been over them so many times already, I can see them in my dreams. This will help me, please? Or lines? Of course we're gonna say yes. That's what I like to hear. I should check my diary if I get stuck. You think to yourself, oh Jesus Christ. Oh Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou Romeo? Deny thy father and refuse thy name. Or if thou wilt not be but sworn my love, and I'll no longer be a Capulet. Okay. 'Tis but thy name that is my enemy. Thou art thyself, though not a Montague. What's a Montague? It is nor hand, nor foot, nor arm, nor face. Oh, be some other name. Yeah, clearly I did Shakespeare. Belonging to a man, what's in a name? That which we call a rose. By any other word would smell as sweet. So Romeo would, were he not Romeo called. Retain that dear perfection which he owes. Without the title, Romeo doth thy name. And thy name, which is no part of thee, take all myself. Okay. Wait. Double check. What man art thou that, thus bescreened in night, so stumbles on my counsel? Oh, Jesus Christ. Perfect! I knew I could count on you, my Romeo. Look at me, knowing how to read. You blush at her praise. You're reminded of something. You are her Romeo, and such the play calls for a kiss. We haven't practiced the kiss at all. Cassandra's unbothered. Are you worried? Cassandra had claimed that the kiss would be best done live rather than practice. She wanted it to be authentic the day of, with a rawness and uncertainty to it that practicing would bring. Of course. What if I mess it up? Do you get ultimate bad end if you fuck up? Maybe. You can't mess up a kiss. Besides, we've practiced leaning into it. In the build-up before it, all you have to do is press your lips to mine. It doesn't have to be that deep. You've never kissed anyone on stage before, much less someone famous like Cassandra. Didn't we do Romeo and Juliet and I was Romeo? Like, what did we fake kiss then? They show you mess up? Yeah, she just kills me on the spot. She looks at your worried face. I read this. Is it because of the charts? I know how to read. Is it because of the stands? Is it I'm gonna save here. I'm gonna say no. I'm not. Then what's the problem? You can't tell her that she's so hot and that kissing her might cause your mind to go blank, and that you could forget your lines on stage because of that. Yeah, JoJo reference. Instead, you shrug. Pre-show jitters? I guess. The both of you finish up in Cassandra's dressing room. You go to do warm-up, speak with some of the cast members, then get ready for makeup and hair before you change into your costume. A group of behind-the-scenes crew members help everyone get ready, and you almost forget to be nervous. It's 10 minutes till the curtains go up. You peek your head out subtly behind one, and the room is full, not a single empty seat. Your nerves spike. You feel like you're about to be sick. You can't do this. Panic begins to build. If you screw up, Cassandra could lose her chance of getting the long-coveted role she's wanted. You don't want to lose your friendship over that. You grit your teeth. What do? Resign. Move forward, bruh. You take a deep breath. You've got this. You can do this. You center yourself, digging deep into yourself to pull out your Romeo, the one that impressed Cassandra all that time ago. You close your eyes. Sound melts away when you open them. You feel a lot more calm. You can do this. You promised Cassandra that you would help save the play, and you will. Before you know it, the curtain goes up and the crowd goes silent. It's time. You head out through the backstage to approach the stage area to get into position. As you walk past, you see a shadow moving in the shadows. Is it the same phantom from before? Come to see the show? Does the theater indeed have ghosts? You shudder. You don't have time for this. You don't have time to be playing around with ghosts. You straighten out the front of your costume and approach your spot, waiting for the correct cue before taking the stage. As the play progresses, you forget about your personal life and let yourself fall into the character and the world you're portraying. Cassandra looks stunning as Juliet, and you can sympathize with Romeo for falling in love with her at first sight. In fact, the crush you have on her lends greatly to helping you make his feelings more authentic. You only hope the kiss can be so as well. The moment of it approaches, and you take the lead on it. Normally Cassandra was the one who subtly cued you towards it. This time you did it. Cupping her cheek in your hand, you lean in, and that's when it hits you. What the fuck? Oh god. Uh-oh, we're getting a bad end? Several gallons of red liquid. It splatters down like a waterfall, dousing you both and Cassandra in it. Loud gasps come from the audience, and you stand there frozen in shock over what happened. The liquid is warm. Some has gotten into your mouth because you had partially opened it in preparation for the kiss. You taste the liquid. It's salty and rusty. Blood? You have been doused in blood? I told you we should have dumped the pig's blood earlier. Now it got all over Cassandra, too. You squint through blood to look up at the catwalk. The three stands are there, paint cans tipped over and still dripping blood. When they see you notice them, they bolt away. I'll let this play out, and then if this is a bad choice, which is seeming like it is, we're gonna go back. Yeah, we're playing Carrie right now. The crowd is murmuring loudly. You can hear the click and see the flash of phones going off. You turn to look at Cassandra. She looks horrified and devastated. There isn't as much blood on her as you, but it has ruined the wonderful dress and matted down her hair. It pulls around her feet, slowly crawling its way down the stage towards the audience. There are a few peals of laughter that slowly begin to build as other people join in. Soon the entire audience is laughing. Why would you be laughing at this, bro? Wouldn't you be horrified? You can see the moment Cassandra dies on the inside, the spark leaving her eyes. Cassandra runs off without another word to you. Cassandra, wait! You try to run after her in the fuss going on behind the stage as crew members come marching out with mops and buckets and drones. Somehow, despite the blood soaking, she evaded notice. Romeo, stay put. We gotta hose you down. One of the crew members is lugging a huge hose with them pointed right at you. Cassandra, I'm looking for her. I have to go. You don't get to finish. The hose goes off. A jet-powered water nearly blasts you off your feet. You struggle against the water, making gurgling noises as it floods your mouth. When it finally shuts off, you feel heavier with weight of your soaked clothes. At least they're no longer saturated with blood. A pool of bloody water does surround you, and already two crew members are mopping it up furiously as one comes with a tiny hairdryer to dry you off. It has little to no effect, and you don't bother to wait around. You have to find her. You have to find Cassandra. You rush to Cassandra's dressing room to find the door wide open. There's a stream of blood trailing to the back of the room. You follow it, stepping carefully around the ripped sheets of paper, the broken shards of glass in the mirror, the flipped-over chairs. You push open the door to the bathroom, the sink running full blast as Cassandra stares down into it. You rush over to her to shut it off. She does not stir. You spin her around, grimacing at the feel of wet, squelching blood. You grab her by the shoulders and shake her. She does not look up at you. You panic. What the hell are you supposed to do in a situation like this? Cass! Cassandra is mumbling under her breath. You listen to her words. It's all over. Ruined. I've been ruined. Don't say that. We can still fix this. There's nothing to fix. Ruined. All ruined. You're worried. What can you do to fix this? Use your word slapper. Hug her. Hug her. You pull her into a sticky, bloody hug. She remains limp in your hold. You decide you have to console her. It's not the end of the world. This imbues her with anger. She shoves you away from her so roughly you almost fall over. Not the end of the world? It is to me. This was supposed to be my shining moment. I was supposed to prove to my mother I could handle a role in New York City. Not only will I never get it, I'm the laughingstock of the whole school. They'll never take me seriously. They'll never hire me. She rips at her own hair. It's frightening to see her out of control. My life has gone to shit. My life isn't worth living anymore. She's hysterical. You don't even know how to calm her down. She brushes past you and leaves you alone in her dressing room. You feel like shit. If only you'd known this would happen, then you could have stopped it. Oh, this is still going? I thought this would have ended. Okay. So this is After the events of that opening night, you lose all contact with Cassandra. It's as if she's dropped off the face of the earth. Even Danny doesn't know anything about where she's gone, and their sisters. You're getting progressively more and more worried about her. It makes you sick to the stomach. You know Cassandra overreacted, and you know she can still salvage things. You'll help her. You'll do whatever it takes to make things right with her, even if it wasn't your fault this happened. Or was it your fault? If you had checked earlier, if you had followed that shadow up to... Okay, I get it, game. Okay. Oh, wait. I thought this would end by now. It's been a month now since you last seen Cassandra. Texting and calling her failed. She doesn't pick up. Even Danny can't get in touch with her. All Danny knows is that Cassandra's cooped up at the family home with her mother. You need to see Cassandra. You want to make sure she's okay. You beg Andrew to drive you down to the Dimitrescu mansion. She drops you off, promising to pick you up in an hour. You knock on the door to the mansion, and the butler opens it up. I need to speak to Cassandra. It's urgent. I was instructed not to allow any visitors. Please, I'm her close friend. The butler considers you for a moment. Well, I suppose she could use some support. Go on, she's in her room. After several attempts to find her room, in which you get woefully lost, you finally reach it and knock on her door. There's no response, and it swings open on the hinges. The inside of the room looks unused. Is she really staying here? As you're about to leave, you hear voices behind you. Worried you might get in trouble if you're caught here unannounced, you hide in the nearest available cover behind a curtain. A second later, Cassandra comes in, her mother trailing behind her. Cassandra looks haggard. Her hair is unkempt, her cheeks are sallow, and she has bags under her eyes. Has she been sleeping at all? She's deep in discussion about something. You have no choice but to listen in. I know you're reluctant to be a part of this cult, Cassandra, but we can help you. Cassandra's part of a cult? What kind of cult is Alcina talking about? How? Mother Miranda is capable of many things. She can give you your revenge on those stupid girls who ruined all this. Dog, I thought this would just give me a bad end, but no, it's just going. Mother Miranda, the president of the school? Is she part of the cult? Cassandra shakes her head. I don't want revenge on them. I just want my reputation fixed. I want everyone to think of my play as a great success. Alcina puts her hands on her daughter's slumped shoulders. That can be arranged. Oh, one moment. I got a text from work. Cassandra looks up with hopeful eyes. Really? And we can even get revenge on those stupid girls at the same time. How many of them were there? A part of you is hoping that Cassandra snaps out of this on her own, that she can't seriously be considering this. 3. No good. We need 4 for this ritual. Oh, God! Uh-oh. What ritual, Mother? It's one I've used myself when I would make a gaffe during my music career. Mother Miranda allowed me to use it as pleased. However, she wanted me here, so I obliged her and haven't needed of it until now. I might be a bit rusty, but if my memory holds clear, we need 4 for the sacrifice. A ritual, a sacrifice. Cassandra looks seriously considering this. Is she really that devastated by all this that she has to resort to such means? Do you mean we'd have to kill these 4 sacrifices? Yes. Are you willing to do that for your fame, Cassandra? Cassandra looks at her mother, a look you never thought you'd see on her face again. A smile. Of course. I knew telling you about the cult was a good idea. You're the only daughter of mine that takes after me. Now let's find those 3 girls and a 4th one to fix your future. Man, what a bad end this is! You let out a huge gasp at this and clamp a hand over your mouth when you realize it had been quite loud. Both their heads turned to you. They heard you. Cassandra crosses the room in 3 strides and rips away the curtain, a demented look in her eyes. Jesus Christ! You remain flat against the wall, pinned there by fear. Eavesdropping on us? Uncultured swine. I didn't mean to, I just wanted to come and help. Cassandra looks at you thoughtfully. You don't look like that look. You most certainly can help. Cassandra cups your cheeks, painfully squeezing. You always said you'd do anything to help me make this play a success, didn't you? Your eyes widen in fear and sweat pours down your back. You're frozen in fear, frozen at the implication of what awaits you. You can't even scream. Dog, what the hell? Okay. Which was the save? It's one of these. Check it out. Just as you're about to walk towards it, you hear it, that damn giggle. That can only belong to one person. Actually, more than one person. That was terrifying, dude! Woo! You rush after the sound and up to the catwalk following the shadow. When you get up to the top, who else do you see other than the 3 stands? Look at these bitches, bro. Oh my god, bro. Hopefully this is the good end. They're stood on the catwalk, peering down at the stage, paint buckets by their legs. The sight of them horrifies you. Are they thinking of dumping paint on the actors during the show? Yeah, paint. That would devastate Cassandra. How do you react? Hold on, let me make a separate save here. Tell Cassandra, confront them yourself. Let's tell Cassandra first. You rush down the stairs, 2 at a time, and thankfully find Cassandra nearby. You look pale, what's wrong? Come and I'll show you. You grab her by the wrist and you take her to the catwalk. The stands are still there, giggling to themselves, unaware of the fact that you 2 are behind them. When that ugly Romeo comes out, we'll dump this paint all over them. They'll be so embarrassed they'll have no choice but to transfer schools, and Cassandra will beg us to have us back on the cast. Cassandra's eyes turn dark and her hands clench into fists. You've never seen her this upset before. Leave. This is a guttural voice to you. This is said in a guttural voice to you. Cass? I'm going to take care of this. These stands have no brain cells whatsoever. You don't need to be told twice. You leave Cassandra alone, wondering what she's gonna do. Maybe this is a bad idea. You don't need to be told twice. You leave Cassandra alone, wondering what she's going to do. You pace by the curtains, separating you and the stage. There's a few lines before you have to go up. Is the problem solved? Cassandra comes down, looking more relaxed. What happened? I made a temporary truce with them, but once the play is over, I'm dealing with them personally. You don't have to do this for me. It's more than... Oh, my throat, please. Cassandra about to end up in jail? Dog. Probably. It's more than just about you. What do you think would happen if they dumped paint during the show? We'd both be laughingstocks. Yeah, we totally didn't live that reality already. You want to speak with her more, but you hear your cue and you have to go on stage. As the play progresses, you forget about your personal life and let yourself on the character. Yep. Cupping her cheek, in your hand, you lean in and gently place your lips on hers. Her mouth is warm and soft. The world around you seems to fall away, and you keep the chaste kiss going. It might be seconds, minutes. You aren't sure, but when you pull away, Cassandra's cheeks are light pink. Had she felt it too? Felt that spark between the two of you? Questions for later. Right now, you have a play to finish. A plate of fish. Cassandra's play receives a standing ovation. You'd expect nothing less. As you stand hand in hand with hers, as the cast takes their bows, she says to you over the wild cheering, "Thank you. I couldn't have done this without you." The play keeps you busy for a few nights. When it's all over, you feel a strange sort of sadness. Despite all the work and despite how stressful putting together the production was, you're going to miss this. Miss the hours spent on stage, miss the teamwork behind the scenes. Most importantly, miss performing with Cassandra. And those kisses, too. Phew! You love getting to kiss her on stage, but you can't tell her that. You're not dating at all. Now with the play over, who knows what the two of you will do? Will you walk different paths, never to speak again until the next play, or will you remain friends? This is a pretty long route. To be fair, I did fuck up for the past 5 minutes. You feel empty at the thought of losing your relationship with Cassandra. You like her a lot. You want to spend more time with her. Perhaps even ask her out. Would she say yes? Cassandra's never dated anyone before. She's the flirty type, only hooking up at random. Elena did say that Cassandra hasn't dated anyone since she met you. But did that mean anything? Maybe she's just too busy with the play to do anything. You shake your head to disperse the depressing thoughts and head over to her dressing room. The play completed its last show yesterday, and you've brought something for her. You knock on Cassandra's door. She opens it up a moment later. "Hey, what's up? I came to talk with you." "We're speaking now," she laughs. "So what did you really want to come here for?" You hold out a small bouquet of flowers you brought her. "In my high school, we had a tradition of giving showrunner flowers as thanks for their hard work in keeping everyone together, so this is just a small gift for you." Cassandra's eyes go wide. "Oh wow, thank you." Cassandra seems at a loss for words. Surely this isn't the first time she's gotten flowers for a performance. You can see into the dressing room because the door is open. There are vases filled with flowers on her counters. They even look more expensive than you're offering. You feel a bit self-conscious now. "It's not much, but I hope you enjoy them." Cassandra hides her face partially behind the flowers. You can see the tops of her cheeks are red. "I love them. They came from you, but really, you didn't have to give me anything. I wanted to. That reminds me, we have more time now since the play is over, at least more time until the next play begins. I was thinking we could, hang out. I would love that. I love watching movies and talking with you at your place." "I love that too, but I was thinking we could hang out outside of the apartment. You mentioned that you paint?" "I can also eat a lot of hot dogs." Impressive, but not what I had in mind. Wait, is she asking you on a date? Your heart begins to race. "I can show you my art. It's in my room." "Let's go now. I have some free time." She runs back into her room to put the flowers into a vase filled with water and then grabs her to-go coffee cup before she tugs your hand into hers. The both of you hurry across campus until you get to your dorm room. You open the door for her. Danny's inside the room, cleaning off her skateboard. When she sees the two of you, her brows go up. "Cassie, what are you up to now?" "We're going to look at some art together." "Art, huh? Alright, I know when it's time to go. Be safe, use protection." "Goddamn, girl!" Danny rushes out of the room. You call after her. "It's not like that." She doesn't hear you because she's already gone, leaving you feeling awkward with Cassandra in the room. Cassandra's face is flush red. Oops, wrong button. "That Daniela, always joking and trying to get me in trouble." Her laughter seems stilted, and you don't blame her. Danny has ruined some of the vibe, now you feel self-conscious. Let me show you some of my art." You pull out a giant folder from under your bed that you use to put all your art projects in. You like using different mediums, however, with the limited space in your dorm room, you've stuck to watercolors and oil pastels mostly. Mostly? Meowstly? You pull one of out after the other, explaining some backstory behind the painting before going into detail on how you made the piece. Cassandra is impressed by your art. I could hang this up on my wall. That's how good it is. Really? Really, I'm being serious. I'm not exaggerating one bit. My mother would have loved to have you in her class. All the special meanings in this painting. Truly, you do go into such a depth creating complex pieces. Yeah, Patrick. There's like a couple secret Patricks in this game. You can have one if you like. Cassandra blinks shocked. Are you sure? I can always make more. Take whichever one you'd like. Cassandra scours through the pile, eventually settling on an idyllic painting of a cottage in the woods after a rainstorm. Thank you. I can hang it up in my apartment. Yeah, there's secret Patricks, there's secret SpongeBobs. You're welcome. Since you've given me something for free, I feel like I should give you something too. You don't have to. I'd like to. I'm afraid I'm not that talented with my hands. What about your fingers, though? Haha! Haha! Cause we're gay. Haha. She seems to reconsider. No, I am, just not in art stuff. She coughs into her fist. The implication is clear, and she's embarrassed to mention this to you for some reason. But it seems her pride wins out over that because she still says it. Well, that certainly inspires some images in your head. You quickly try not to think about them. Want to come with me to my mansion? I have something there I could give you. Really, it's alright. You don't have to give me something back. I want to, okay? Alright. She takes you to her car and drives over to the Dimitrescu mansion. The butler greets you at the door, offering his usual tea and biscuits. Cassandra says yes to them and takes you up the stairs to her room. She rummages around in her drawer before pulling out a playbill. It's a bit weathered and tattered around the edges. The playbill is from the musical Wicked. It's signed on the front by what seems to be the whole cast. This is one of the first plays I ever saw. Mother got the entire cast to sign it. It means a lot to me. I want you to have it. Your eyes widen. This is important to her. You can't possibly take it from her. You shake your head. Cassandra, I can't. This is too much. It wouldn't feel right taking this from you. Cassandra frowns. I want you to have it. And I want you to have it. Seriously, I'm touched by the gesture, but it would feel wrong to take it from you. Cassandra sighs and puts it back. Like, can we just get together? We're so, like, avoiding actually talking about our feelings. I'm doing a shitty job at this, aren't I? A shitty job at what? Cassandra rubs the back of her neck. She shamelessly looks down at the floor. At this date? So it is a date. She's confirmed that much, but why does she seem so down about it? To be honest, I've never really tried to woo anyone, or really had to take them on a date. They'd all throw themselves at me because of my on-campus fame, and I'd sleep with them and never speak to them again. You wince. You don't want to be reminded of her womanizing ways. She continues. I want to impress you. I thought doing a restaurant or movie would be too cliche. This isn't going well either. She gives a self-pitying laugh. Honestly, I don't mind doing anything with you. I just really enjoy our time spent together. But I want to try. It's what you deserve. I never felt this way about anyone before. It's all because you didn't care about my popularity. You treated me normally. You didn't try to sleep with me right away. You hadn't known it had mattered that much to her, that you were kind and respectful of her boundaries. Do I want this? Let me consider. Yeah, we're just a bunch of dense lesbians. Redo. We can redo the date if you want. Start fresh. I would like that. Just tell me what you want, and you'll have it. Actually, I have something in mind, but it'll be sort of a secret. Being all mysterious? I like that. I'll see you then. Planning something for Cassandra is tough. You want to make it special, but you're not sure what you can do to impress her. You agonize over ideas, spending nights staying up late to find something perfect for her, and then it hits you. A most astounding premise. You may be no writer, but you have ideas. You feverishly set to work. It takes you a week to set everything up, but you can't wait to see Cassandra's reaction to it, so the wait seems even longer. When you're done, you invite her to the theater to set a stage. She's clearly intrigued by what you've got planned, but doesn't say a word playing along. You get up on stage where a table has been set up for two, complete with candlelight and food. You've recently plated the food, delivery, and it's still warm. Love how to put in parentheses that it's delivery. You pull out the chair for her to sit on before pushing it in. Then you sit down on your own by the plates you've written out a brief script. Cassandra picks it up, arching a brow at you. You've scripted our own date? You tisk and swipe the lamented script away from her. Don't read ahead. We have dinner to go through first. And then you'll find out. The two of you talk as you begin to eat your meal. You pull out a bottle of wine and pop the cork, pouring some into the wine glasses. Cassandra swirls the wine and takes a good whiff of it. She hums at the taste when she takes a sip. You have good taste. She winks at you. Thank you. You glow at the praise. You talk some more and conversation naturally pivots to something on your mind. What happened to those 3 stands? Don't worry about them. They won't bother you or me ever again. She fucking committed murder, bro. Cassandra says this hastily, and you don't like the way she tries to brush the topic aside. What really happened to them? What is Cassandra covering up? Did she get them expelled from the school? You move on because you don't want to ruin the date you put so much effort into. What play did you have planned for next semester? I'm not sure yet. There are so many good choices, but you are required to act in them. I am? Does she really want you acting in all of them? You have to. You're my star. But just because I enjoy your acting, don't think I'll hand the role over to you. You'll have to audition like everyone else. Conversation continues. She asks about your day. You ask about hers. Even with the play finished, I have little to no time to myself. Pre-law courses are kicking my ass. She's not one for cursing, so it must be serious. Our professors are swamping us with work. We have mock trials to prepare for, and I haven't been partnered up with a good team. I'm afraid we'll lose. Anything I can do to help? You've done enough, honestly, like setting all this up for me. She gestures to the theater with the lights dimmed to get the mood going, to the delicious meal and wine to the conversation. The script isn't over yet. You hand hers back and she skims through her lines. She laughs, cheeks turning rosy. I see. Clearing her throat, she begins to exchange lines with you. The play you're enacting is one where you play yourselves. Cassandra has the role of double major college student who happened to finish eating a meal with you. You play the role of a freshman student whose major is still undeclared. That was a good meal. Thank you for making it. I'm so happy you could come. I've been waiting for this night for so long. Ever since I laid eyes on you, I was impressed. You were so charming and I wanted to spend more time with you. But that wasn't why I got close to you. I genuinely wanted to help out in the play because I wanted to see you happy. I wanted to see you succeed. Cassandra makes a gentle expression before tossing away the script. Why is she doing that? Does she not like my script? Do you really like me that much? Yes, why wouldn't I? Like I said, I've never had anyone interested in me for me. It's usually for my name, my fame, or for my money. But you knew all that and you still didn't make a move on me or befriend me for ulterior motives. It's rare to meet someone like you. And you can act. I'd like to officially ask you out if you'd like to date. Maybe? Yes. I would be more than glad to. Cassandra grabs you by the face and kisses you, and you holding... I can read! Cassandra grabs you by the face and kisses you, holding you tightly to her. It's a hard kiss, demanding entrance to your mouth. You let her, and she twines her tongue with yours. We're about to fuck in the theater. I'm about to get kinky up in here, huh? Kinky boots? More like kinky makeout session over here. You almost swoon at her touch, her hands slipping down to wrap around you. She knows how to fit her mouth perfectly against yours. She tilts her head to the side, deepening the kiss. You have to grab onto her hips so you don't fall over. By the time she pulls away, you're disoriented and you're out of breath. What are we doing? She gives you a husky chuckle and bumps her forehead into yours, expression all soft. She whispers to you, her breath brushing over her lips. Oh no. Maybe we can go back to your apartment before we start getting, you know. No one's ever done this for me. A whole play just to have an excuse to kiss me. Your head feels like fluff, but slowly the words sink in. You deserve it. Cassandra closes her eyes and groans. Did you write a sex scene in? Because I really hope you did. Oh god. Look, we cannot be in a public place. Her hold on your upper arm tightens. You let it squeak at this, body turning so hot you fear you'll melt. Holy shit, she wants to. Well, of course she could, but should you? Your brain is short-circuiting. What do you do? Invite her to your room. You lean up to press another kiss to her lips hastily. Come over to my room. Your roommates will be there. Come to my room instead. Will the two of you even be able to make it that far? Cassandra seems to have been struck by the same concern because suddenly she's leading you deeper into the theater. Your heart is racing excitedly. Giselle will be mad if we do it in her room, Cassandra laughs. You deserve better than a pile of mismatched scraps of fabric. No, I'm taking you to my dressing room. Oh, God. Look, we couldn't make it to, someone's house, someone's apartment. The moment the door with her nameplate on it becomes visible, she yanks it open and closes it before pushing you right up on it. There are still some bouquets that have survived all this time for the play, and the air smells sweet around you. Cassandra pours every last inch of her body against you, pressing tightly enough that you'll feel her rapid heartbeat. Licking a line down the side of your neck, she slips a hand in between your thighs. Oh, we getting spicy! Epilogue. After going on a few dates back and forth, Cassandra and you officially decided to announce your relationship status to some close friends and family as dating. Even with the announcement, you find yourself awestruck by the fact that you and Cassandra are actually dating. Feels like a dream come true. Every moment together is like floating on a cloud. You can't keep your hands off each other, both in public and behind closed doors. Cassandra is almost insatiable, and she made you late more than once to class. At least she is sleeping now more often than not. It's nice to see her resting and not avoiding bedtime like she once had. She has even started drinking less coffee, and by less it is meant by 9 or 10 cups a day out of her usual dozen or so. Honestly, how does she not have sky-high anxiety levels by this point? If you drink that much coffee per day, you'll be bouncing off the walls. You look at her where she lies cuddled up to your side in your twin-sized bed. She has opted to stay in your dorm room overnight due to how late it had gotten. You didn't want her to go so far across campus to her apartment. Plus, it'd been nice to see Daniela interacting with her sister, though it was more of Daniela pestering Cassandra and Cassandra getting riled up and throwing things at her while Daniela laughed. Angie did a drunken rendition of Cassandra's play before promptly passing out face down in her bed. Danny had stayed up with you while you had studied, and Cassandra had been deciding what play she would put up next semester. Danielle had eventually gone to bed, with the warning that she didn't want to wake up to any weird noises. You and Cassandra had kept that promise somewhat. Waking up to Cassandra by your side is the best feeling ever. She can feel you stirring awake. She is a light sleeper despite everything. Where are you going? I was going to get ready for the day, maybe grab you some coffee from the cafe. That sounds amazing. You get dressed quickly and head out to the cafe. Elena's behind the counter. You're starting to think she's the only employee here. Does she ever leave? You swear you haven't seen her outside of these four walls. Well, look who it is. Cassandra's resident lover. Guys, it's the name of the game! Out of the 3 routes we've played now, we finally got the name of the game! Let's go! You flush and urge her to shush. You don't want to have people overhear this. A few girls in the cafe turn to look at you. Keep it down. We're not trying to have the whole campus know. If so, you failed. Of course, everyone already knows you're dating Cassandra Demetrius, the gold star of the theater, Miss Popular and Rich, the playgirl of the campus. This is the canon route? I don't know if this is a canon route. I don't know if there's a such thing as a canon route. And you think people won't I mean, Lady D's route was really long, and it kind of seemed like a canon route, but like, I'm not trying to be a stepmommy, you know? Everyone knows. You're disappointed. You had wanted some privacy with your relationship. And don't expect it to be easy. A lot of people are mad. Mad that you've managed to tame Cassandra when they couldn't. So word of caution, be careful. All the jealous exes are going to come out of the woodwork. Scott Pilgrim? Is this what we're leading towards? The idea does not sound appealing, but if you've made it this far, you'll continue fighting for your relationship with Cassandra. Thanks for the advice. You order the coffee for Cassandra and grab something for yourself to go. Your first semester may have drawn to finish at Miranda's all-girls university, but you know that many more adventures await you, and with Cassandra by your side, you have no doubts you'll succeed them. Yay! We got the good ending. Woo! I'm surprised Bella didn't make an appearance at all. Like, there was barely any other characters in this route compared to past routes. Like, I feel like every other route had every character. But this one barely had any of the characters. Like, we didn't see Donna, we barely saw Miss Lady D here. We didn't see Bella at all. So the stands are dead in the rafters, right? Probably! Like, we just kind of ignored that. We just like, yeah, they're gone. And we're like, okay! Who doesn't love a hot girlfriend that can just take care of her problems? You know, it's fine. Next, we will be doing Bella's route. And then after that, we only have Angie and Donna. So, we have 3 routes left. Wait. No, and we have Miranda too. I forgot about Miranda. So we have 4 left. I completely forgot about Miranda. Probably do a poll for the last 3 after we do Bella. But that was the Cassandra route. I really liked that. I think that's definitely... I don't know if I would say it's my favorite or my second favorite, because I really like Danny's. It's sweet. I don't know. I'd have to, like, think about it after I do all the routes, which one I'd say is my favorite, but that was a really good route. I liked it. Definitely a lot longer than Danny's. Danny's is definitely feels like the shortest for some reason. But yeah, I'll probably be back Wednesday with something. I don't know what I'll be streaming yet, but I will be back with something. So I will see y'all then. Bye-bye.